Black roses in my
In my
garden.
garden.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We here today. We here today. I was just listening to Barrington Levy called Black Roses in My Garden, and I wish we had the opportunity to play music on here because that song represents our community. What's up? Black roses in my garden. Yes, sire. Yes, sire. Um, I want to say thank you for coming. You could be anywhere tonight, but you decided to be with us. This is Conversations with the Kings, and the Four Horsemen, and the Knights, and all the great men that are in my circumference. Before we start the show, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Funny story of our sponsors, too. You're going to love the story, so bear with me. Loving life through the eyes of travel. So on all platforms, Kindle, Apple iBooks, Book Baby, and any place that you could find a dope book. We want to say, please go and get this book, Love and Life Through the Eyes of Travel. Such a dope book, and I hope that you cop it. Get the Kindle and get the Apple iBooks, please. It makes me more money and also saves you money. All right. I want to say thank you so much. Next, I want to get my brother up here with his book. Talk to them. Talk to them, Will. Let me know. Let them know.
Okay, I appreciate you, brother. So I appreciate if everybody would go support. Book is titled Love by Willie Dean. You know, we had a young brother on here yesterday by the name of Rico. You know, he was telling us about his struggles as a single parent and how he was raising two young boys. I believe one was 1 year old and the other one was 3. And he was telling how difficult it was for his parenting. So even though this book is written for the elementary reader, it does have solutions in here for parents who are raising kids, because I'm a parent myself, and this is written not only for parents but also for the children. You know, like I said, even though it's written for the elementary reader, don't be fooled by that, because there's a lot of jewels in here for parents also. Appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you. This is why we here. This is why conversations with King is important. We have conversations and dialogue to get to solutions, not just to argue back and forth, back and forth. We do not do that. We do not do that. We do not do that. We don't want to go back and forth unless it comes to a solution. So thank you so much, everybody. Once again, this book is real. Marisela bought it, and she says her daughter loved it, especially the illustration. And I believe someone in Russia actually did the illustration.
It was Serbia.
Serbia,
Serbia.
I'm sorry, Serbia. I apologize.
Good friend of mine, Misha Jovanovic. You know, he's thorough. He's
Right.
thorough. He did his thing on the illustrations, and you know, I've heard nothing but good reviews from his illustrations. With they went hand in hand
Right.
with the literature in there. So
So it's
shout out.
crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because me and Willie actually traveled the world just to bring back what we learned internationally, the resources to bring it back to our community. I think that's what kings do. Kings leave their kingdom to only bring back more resources and more wealth to their community or their kingdom. So that's shout out to Willie for that. Shout out to Chef. He dropped his first live today. Please go and check that. His second live today. I apologize. Please,
No,
first live,
first line.
second video today. Please go and check it out. It's going to be dope. He's going to be going to all the restaurants in his city. His city's New York. Never forget that. But his new city, Atlanta, and he's going to go to other places throughout the country. And from my understanding, he's going to actually go to our members of the garden. So he's going to do a roll call soon. Let him know what city and what restaurant you want him to go and show love. And he's going to pop up randomly and put it on his live. Just letting you know.
Yeah, real quick. Maricela at YouTube is going to be chef and chupino are going to be 2 separate words.
Okay.
Because some folks weren't able to find it the other way. Chef
Oh.
and chupino are going to be 2 separate words. And I just want to say thank you and blessings to everybody that popped through. This is unheard of. This is my first video, and it's in double digits. It's almost at 40 views.
Right.
You know, so I really appreciate it. I appreciate y'all. And
Right.
you know, this thing, it looks like it's gonna blow up. So
Right.
the best feeling that I have for y'all is that y'all gonna feel like you were there with me when I was shooting in the gym, because we building this shit while we fly it from grassroots up. Remember, I'm the filming from a potato guy. Right. So you guys are gonna be part of my growth, and I appreciate each and every one of you like you're a chromosome.
Right, and you know what's funny? He actually did a Mexican restaurant today, and you got to see my taco meat. So the universe actually works. You feel me? It actually works. I didn't have my choice, so you saw my taco meat. So I don't know how we didn't even plan that. We woke up like that. Last but not least, we have to introduce the one and only one of the members of the Four Horsemen, EBlack. Tell us what you got new popping up, or what you got, anything you want the people to support and go to. Thank you very much.
Well, greetings, everybody. You know, I am EBlack of EBlackTV. I have a very important interview. It's going to be coming up tomorrow. I'm going to be talking to the father of one of the top-rated chess players. If you didn't know, you have a black chess player in America who's top-rated. He's very highly skilled. He goes by the name of Tanny, but his father's story and is really good. If you guys remember Boko Haram, the terrorist group that was in Nigeria, they were directly affected by them. They ravaged the towns. Now, it wasn't just small towns, it was cities. His father and his mother were very prominent in Africa. They wanted his father to print in his printing press to kill all Christians. He said he had a first good thought, and he said, you know what? I'm going to tell them the machines are broke. They came back again. He said, I can't do it. They terrorized his house. He had to move 3 times. He had to file for refugee status. He ended up homeless in the city of New York City. And his son ended up getting a scholarship to a chess club, and he became one of the top-rated chess players in America. He's only 10 years old. This is a story of faith. So if you can, go to my channel right now. The video is right there. It's ready to go. Hit the subscribe button, or if you don't want to subscribe, I understand, but at least hit the reminder, because it's going to start at around 10:45, 11 o'clock. Okay, guys? Appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all come by.
Listen, I want to say one thing. Thank you very much. It seems like every time I do this show, everybody calls me, and that's crazy, because everybody be hitting from Brooklyn. Somebody in Brooklyn, his name is we call him Kruger. I'm not going to say his real name, but you can say his real name if you check my thing. He's a Brooklyn legend, and he passed away today. So I want to give my condolences to him and his family. He was one of those guys that was everybody in Brownsville respected. And even when he went to prison, they respected him. He was one of advanced guys. Like, he was in the streets from the PJs, but he went to Egypt at a young age, and all his children did well. They went to the military and school. So my rest in power, Kruger. Thank you so much for sitting down with me and being part of a certain type of cloth. Rest in peace, Kruger. It's a sad day for Brooklyn. It's a sad day for Brooklyn. It's like the 4th death. It's a sad day for Brooklyn today, man. Sad. But anyway, without further ado, I want to give a special shout out to our loyal and amazing sponsors. Turn the lights up. We're gonna show our sponsors some love today, and I'm gonna tell you why. I hit them up and I say, yo, we got close to 120,000 impressions. Yeah, look at this. Look at the analytics. Look at the analytics. And they hit me back and they said, Ripple said, oh, Maricela, you got to give me that. Maricela, don't forget to give me that thing for tomorrow's show, please. For this, please. Remember, you didn't give me that. I just thought about it. But they said, you know what? We love this data. We love the data. I said, so you know me, I'm cocky. You know, when they say they love it, I'm like, let me amp it up. I said, how much we sold? This is how transparent I am. He said, how much we sold? They said 2. I said, motherfucking 2. We only 2 people bought this, and I've been promoting this. This is why our black people can't get any fucking any real corporate sponsorship, because y'all don't want to support. Y'all don't know anybody. Y'all want to stop smoking. Y'all don't know anybody that want to smoke tea. This is tea. This is not no nicotine. This is not no weed. This is like smoking scented lavender, chamomile, lemon, peppermint tea. But it's okay, because you know what they said to me? This is why I know I'm covered and I'm protected. They said, we still gonna mess with you because we see your growth. So we're gonna continue to support your brand. This is why I'm covered. So I would like y'all to support, but if y'all don't support, we're gonna keep it moving. You know what I mean? But not everybody puff, not everybody, this is not weed, this is not nicotine, but I love y'all though. But please support us, because if I could get this and then y'all get to a certain level on YouTube, then I could tell them to sponsor your show. You understand? That's how it works.
You gotta give that special shout out.
Yeah.
That special shout out to the person that purchased. We know who it was that purchased.
We know who it was.
We're gonna send a special shout out to the member of the garden, Dawn Frank.
Thank you, Dawn.
Purchased too. Dawn, she didn't log into the chat yet. She hasn't gotten into the chat yet, but yeah, she got him because you know, she hit me up. She got excited when the box with the 2 came in. So
thank you so much. We would love to have.
Thank you, Dawn. We appreciate you supporting.
We appreciate you, because what happens is we have big plans. In order for us, for us to make the next move, we need the analytics to match, and it's matching in regards to engagement. But we needed to match with corporate America so we could be on a bigger platform. Because if we're on a bigger platform, we could bring you up. But maybe y'all waiting for another network to bring you up. Go ahead, wait for that, because you're gonna be waiting forever. Thank you very much. I want to say thank you so much for everybody for coming along. Today's a blessed day. We wait for Darrel to come through. You know, he's a member of the 4 Horsemen. We appreciate him. You know, we're just gonna have a good day today. We're gonna continue the conversation from yesterday. For those who were in the conversation yesterday and that want to speak again, please come up. Please log up. We want to do a couple of spicy topics, surprise spicy topics. And the reason why I'm going to make them surprises, because usually when I do these spicy topics, it ends up going to a king's rabbit hole, and we end up talking about real issues in our community. So I'm going to make a surprise so people don't get the heads up about what's going on with our issue. Our community, or just what's going on, so you don't have a time to research. You speak from your heart and not have anything scripted. Let me see what type of spicy topic I want to bring up today for everybody in the building. Oh, funny thing today too. Today I woke up early and I was like, oh my God, I need to go to Walgreens. For some reason I said, let me go to Walgreens. I'm walking to Walgreens and I decided to take a different route. And God, you know, I believe in God. I believe in God. He always looks out for me. No. I believe so much in God, and I'm not. I'm talking about the video for the Ripple thing. I need a video for the Ripple, if you don't mind. Thank you. I believe in God, so I said, let me walk this route. I walked this route, and I walked it at a certain time of the day that I don't walk. As I was walking, I saw this man looked at me and bowed down to me, and I'm like, why is this man bowing down to me? Why is this man bowing down to me? And when I saw this, I said, you know what? God has given me a sign, and I need to take what I'm doing a little bit more seriously. And so I'm going to show you what happened.
This is my mentor. This everybody's angel. I appreciate you, Dr. Cornell West. You are appreciated. Thank you, brother.
I'm saluting you.
Thank you.
Younger generation is gonna take it higher, but don't forget about Curtis Mayfield and Aretha.
All right.
Yo, listen, family. Listen, family. This is a difference between us. It's a difference between us and the rest of them. I wake up to this. Last time I had Jamie Foxx, I didn't even want to take the picture. I said left it alone. But I wake up to Cornell West. I don't look up to Big Meech and BMF and stuff. I look up to Cornell West, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Freedom Fighter. This is who I live. He's an alpha. Shout out to Darrel. That's an alpha. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When I say I'm Neo in the Matrix, I'm Neo in the Matrix. This is what I'm trying to tell. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. And he said, he bowed down to me and said, I am the future. And I said, can I take a video? Because no one's going to believe this, Dr. Cornel West. It's an honor to meet you. He said, no, I want to meet you. So every time you see me and I'm erratic, I want you to put that away. I want you to focus on the fact that I'm doing this for a purpose. And I have brothers up here doing it for the same type of purpose. The same type of purpose. Please don't forget that. We're going to play that again. And we might make that an intro to remind you sometimes. When we get out of hand, I might play that video. Every time we get out of hand, remind you, Dr. Cornel West is watching. And don't get it twisted. He's an intellectual, but he doesn't hold his tongue. He just cursed out Harvard University. He cursed out Harvard University to come back to Columbia, Union Theological Divinity School, which is Columbia's religious section of his school. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Today's a full moon. Today's a full moon. I'm not like everybody else, man. I'm the real deal. So continue to take me for granted. Continue not to support us so we can support you. Continue. Because you know what? When we win, we still going to show you love anyway. We still going to show you love. So without that, no more flexing for me. I just want to flex one time for the morning. All right. I mean, for the evening. Let's get busy. Let's talk about the things that we got to talk about today. Today we have a beautiful day. We're going to get some spicy topics, and I hope you are ready. But before I go on, please, Maricela, put the other things on there too, if you don't mind. And so we can post everything up. You should have that ready. Maricela, the modest. If you don't see that this channel is gonna beat things, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so let's start with the spicy topic today. But before spicy, can I get 30 seconds? Can I get 30 seconds of smoke?
Oh God, that's early.
Can I get 30 seconds of smoke?
We're getting it in early.
Can I get 30 seconds of smoke? Somebody start the timer, please. Somebody start the timer, please, because we're not done. Y'all want to see something? There you go. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, let me see the 30 seconds of smoke. Let me see what I got. I got
30 seconds.
30 seconds of smoke. 30 seconds of smoke.
Sponsored by Ripple. Sponsored by Ripple.
Sponsored by Ripple. And actually, it's not 30 seconds of smoke. It's 30 seconds of elevation. All right? 30 seconds of elevation. Something positive for y'all today. All right? Start the countdown. 30 seconds of elevation. Someone in our group decided to post this biblical story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Someone in our group decided to make an analogy of how hard it is to leave home. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is when Lot was trying to run. God told him to leave that city, and him and his wife had told him not to look back. And his wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. So I want to say today, this is not an apology, but I want to say today with all the grace in my heart, E-Black, you are 100% right, because no one can force you to move on from a situation. It takes 90 days to beat an addiction. It takes 90 days to be an addiction. It might take even more to leave a person you love or a situation that you're comfortable with. So if a brother sees that you are hurt and you're not moving right, he still has to take into account that you probably didn't even reach your symbolic 90 days of removing that addiction from your life. So, and I'm not saying it's an addiction, but you get what I'm saying. So I want to say with all the grace in my heart, as a leader in this particular function, because we all leaders. If it's one leader and you chop their head off, then something's wrong. But when you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heads, you can't kill us, right? So I apologize. I know I'm not. I don't. King doesn't apologize. He just says from the all the grace of his heart. We don't apologize because I still feel away. However, I still feel away, but I gotta say that I gotta say that the grace, and that's the message that Chef taught me literally right before I met Dr. Cornel West. Literally, Chef taught me that lesson right before I met Cornel West. It was crazy. That's it. So anyway, that's me being a bigger man, and that's not a lot of times because I'm going to get real ignorant soon. All right. So with that being said, I want to say thank you, everybody, for understanding where I was coming from yesterday, but also being a bigger man and showing grace and giving somebody grace to remove themselves from a toxic situation at their own time. But all I'm saying, represent you when you're dealing with them. Don't represent us when you're dealing with them. That was all. Thank you.
All right, man.
All right. Next one. Y'all gonna love this one. Y'all going to love this one. Let me see what y'all think about this one. Tell me what y'all think about this one. There you go. There you go. So apparently, because you know we're gonna talk about child support, alimony, Childcare. Look at the title, because most of y'all don't read the title. I'm not sure if y'all read the title before y'all get on this page. Y'all just come here for smoke. Alimony, childcare, custody, and child support. We're going to talk about that today from continuation tomorrow. This woman, who is a lawyer, served him his divorce papers with the day that he laid his grandma to rest. Woo! Petty, 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 petty. Let me ask y'all a question. If the man was doing bad by her, allegedly cheating on her, allegedly not catering or respecting the years that she dedicated to him, does it matter when she did it? Does it actually matter? Does it matter? Does it matter when a woman's heart is broken? Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. Let's talk about it, fellas, for the spicy topic of the day. Do women have any boundaries when they're scorned? Or should they? Let's talk about it, fellas, before we get to that other thing, because the other thing kind of relates to this. Pettiness, scornfulness, boundaries. Let's talk about it.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in on this one early. As far as the serving of the papers go, that's not actually up to the person who's the actual party in there. It's up to the process server company. The companies that do process servers, that's a side hustle. Those normally are the people that also do bounty hunting, you know, inmate retrieval, all of that stuff. So they choose when they're going to come and find you and deliver you those papers. So you don't, the other person doesn't always get to choose. Now, a scornful woman, yeah. At some point, though, you know, you see me? You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you.
Yeah. At some point, you could tell how toxic the relationship is, and you could tell how toxic the person is, you know. So once you try to get away from a toxic person, shit happens. So, yeah, I do believe that anything is capable with a toxic woman, with a woman scorned. The level of toxicity of her attack is going to be based on how much scorn and how evil she is, you know. But you started off with an evil chick once you noticed that she was evil early.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with what Chef's saying. You know, it just happened that when they served them the papers, it just happened to be at the funeral. I don't think they planned that. But in any case, you know, I don't know. I just feel like no matter what happens in a relationship, you should leave the relationship the same way you come in, with the respect, the class, and the integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what went on, you know, just because somebody does you wrong, it doesn't mean you have to do them wrong, or you have to do things to try to upset them, or try to hurt their feelings. Outclass them. That's all you got to do. Take the high road. You know what I mean? It's a lot harder to take the high road than it is to make it more toxic or more hurtful for another individual. So, you know, that's the only, you know, that's the only thing I would say. Like, you know, don't worry about whatever happened in the past. Let that be in the past. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get stuck in the past, it's going to keep you from making it to where you're going. It's going to keep you from the future if you get stuck in the past. So, you know, leave the relationship the same way you came in, with the same respect, same integrity. You know, don't stoop to their level. Keep it classy, y'all.
That's it. E-Black?
Yeah, when I heard this, you know, of course, I went into my mental bag and I said, you know, maybe it's going to be hard to serve Dr. Dre, pause, but, you know, I was thinking you're not going to be able to find him in the studio. He has a mansion, so I'm pretty sure, you know, any type of legal documents with a man of his stature is going to be served in a different way. However, you know, the overall view of what's going on in the case, you know, I wish, like I've been saying this, I wish two people would get in the same room, no matter how harsh their feelings are, and hash out a deal. We don't need to see everything blow up in the media. We don't need to see, you know, I mean, she's already, from my understanding, getting a lot of money. She's getting a lot of money. She's definitely for life said her children that want to be a part of the program are going to be set. I'm just kind of, you know, this is just par for the course. You know, I'm pretty sure their lawyer, she has a very effective lawyer who's probably submitting a lot of motions, requesting responses, testimony, delegation. So, you know, this is what happens when you don't really sit down, hash out things. I have a feeling that's what this is. And I wish, you know, what you're seeing right now with Kanye West and Kim, you're not seeing the papers served. You're seeing them living their life. And I wish that they would probably get to that stage to where they understand that there is a separation, but, you know, we're going to just separate and live our best lives. I don't think she's probably built for that, nor her lawyer's team is willing to give her that leeway or that much satisfaction, because they get him a lot of money right now.
Okay, listen. I want to bring my brother up, Rico up, but we get the likes up, please. Get the likes. We're on 57. We have like 70 people here, 72 people. You know the rules supposed to have more likes than people here, especially if you started with 25 before you even started the show. 31 actually. So let's get the likes up, please. So everybody get the likes up. I agree with the brothers. It's untimely that they gave served the papers at that time, but once again, it's about where can you catch that person at, because you have to serve that person, and that person ain't ducking his grandmother's funeral.
And you got big ass security guards that you can't get through when he's at the crib and high level security.
Right.
So you catch him when he catch him.
Right. So what that is, we got to take that in consideration. What I can say is this. Fellas, no one really answered that question. Do women get scorned to the point that they don't care about you anymore? Except for Will. Will said we shouldn't be moving like this, so he kind of answered the question. But do women really get scorned to that point?
You said where they don't care about us anymore.
Where they don't care about us anymore, and they don't care about the people around us anymore. Because that was a violation of the people around him.
Nah. Scorn. It's part of. I'm coming up. I'm making this shit as we fly right here. Watch this. I'm creating a term. Scorn to me is part of the paradox of love. The greater the level of scorn, that means the greater the level of love that person had for you. That's what's flowing from my heart right now in my mind. It's like when I think about it, the ones that trash your shit, the ones that burn your stuff, you know, beat up your car, throw bleach on your J's and all kinds of stuff. As crazy as it seems, it's not a show of love. But I think the depth of evil and the pit of dissension that they're going to have for you is going to be based on how deeply they felt about you. So when you said that, does somebody love you? Can a woman be so scorned that she won't care about you? I don't think so, because that scorn is going to be greater depending on how much she did care about you. You know, somebody I don't care about could call me an asshole. Somebody I love calls me an asshole, and I don't feel I deserve it. It will hurt me more, because feelings and love open your pores up. They make you more vulnerable to the stimulus that other person gives. So you're going to piss them off even more. And that scorn is going to be based in love. That's what I got.
Well, I want to push back on that. You said the paradox of love. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that is it love, or is it a form of control? That's why they feel kind of like the audacity of you leaving me. Is that really love, or that's the some level of possessiveness, a dark level of possessiveness?
Level of possessiveness and ego and pride intertwined. Love, ego, pride, you know, ego, pride, possession, all those things, those intertwine into affairs of the heart. So it's always going to be this. Watch this. This is my wife. That's my pee. You get it? You know what I mean? This is my shit right here. You ain't messing with mine. That's what love is.
We got a confession with a K. Please read that. Yes, because we don't always have the strength to physically hurt men. We resort to other indirect ways of hurting, whether it's by words or destroying what you hold dear. That is a spiteful. Hanifa, I didn't even know you had that in you. Oh my gosh. That's something that Keisha would say. Not Hanifa, that's something Keisha would say. Not you.
Keisha, call in. Stop playing.
Hanifa, you took the words out right of my. Oh my God! It's always the divine ones that know how to get petty. Listen, you petty divine goddess, you. Hanifa, you took the words out of my mouth. Exactly. Women cannot physically overpower men, so they tend to hurt them in other ways. Cause money. Wait, hold up. It went from words to things you love dear to cause money and family. Rico, I need you up here, man. I'm just trying to get the lights up because I know you're going to say something about this. This is crazy. 67 lights. Come on. I need more than that. Give me 70, 73. That's not me. That's an honest observation. No, that sounded like you, Hanifa. That sounded like you because that was you hit it the nail on the head. That's crazy. Women really think like that, fellas. Do y'all think like that? Do y'all want to destroy any? When a woman hurts you, do you want to destroy her?
Yeah, my level of petty is very real. You know, I will get to levels in which my anger is heavy too, especially when I've invested time, resources. You know, there's no level. You know, I'm not a walk. As you can see, I'm not a walk away type of guy. You know, like we gonna handle this. We gonna hash this out, and we gonna get to the point to where I feel comfortable in walking away. And I can understand anybody with a scorn behavior. So,
wow, that's crazy.
I'm not petty. I'm not petty at all. You know what I'm saying? Like if a chick leave me, which it never happened, but if a chick does leave me, that's her loss. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna keep elevating. You know what I'm saying? You with me or you're not. Like, yo, we're gonna rise to the top together, or I'm gonna rise to the top by myself.
Period.
Like, it's your loss. Like, I'm not I'm not looking for ways to get back at somebody from from what I invested. If anything, I'm gonna take it as a learning experience, and then not make the same mistakes. If I did make a mistake, not make the same mistakes twice. So
wow, Chef, do you get petty like that?
Nah, man. I'm not. Nah.
Turn the lights up. Turn the lights. That was a quick no. All right, so we're gonna bring Rico up, and we're gonna ask Rico, do you get petty like that?
Look at Rico.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Rico, where you at, man? You at Hawaii?
No, he in Puerto
I'm in
Rico.
the island. I'm in
No, he's in
the
DR.
Puerto Rico.
He's in DR. He's in
Yes,
DR.
sir.
Okay.
Dominican Republic. Yeah.
And I knew before I give you guys my thoughts, I knew Black was going to bring the shirt game. So, I had to do a little something.
That's it.
And I win. I get the W for having a lid. Because he does.
See,
okay?
tomorrow you're going to get that work. I'm telling you right now.
I'm looking forward to it.
Woo! No, you had a nice tattoo, E-Black. You should put that on. You had a nice tattoo.
Don't let him know. Don't warn him.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Listen, I love the fedora though. So
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Rico did keep his word.
I'm gonna be in sweats after next week. I'm telling you, with Rico.
Right, let's do this. What you think, Rico? We
Well, just getting into the topic, gentlemen, is I appreciate E-Black bringing us to the space of us having to recognize that the level of scorn is not just a female thing. Men feel scorn as well. And to me, scorn is born out of hurt. That's what it is. At the end of the day, I don't use the word petty, and I don't care about the terminology, but it is petty, it is scornful, it is hurt. If I did think the serving at his grandmother's funeral seemed in poor taste, but I do agree with you, gentlemen, on 100%. When you have to serve a person, and if they're not trying to be served, church, in the hospital, that regularly happens. It seems to us a level of shock value, but it's not. If you work in legal industry, you will understand that this occurs every day because people just don't want to be served. It's not purely a woman thing. That I think we as men will say, "Oh, I'm not scorned," but if a man gets hurt by a woman, the very first thing we want to do is go to war. The whole Helen of Troy, Homer's Odyssey, was a man that was scorned, and look what it led to. So we don't look at that episode as, oh, that's just him being petty. Well, he was being petty. Homer's Odyssey was him being petty because his woman ran off with someone else, and he could not accept that. That has been going on, and if it's a true story, I believe in the history. I'm not a big religious buff, but I believe in the history, so I'll believe it's true. It's happened multiple times, and it will continue to happen. We just tend to push that whole narrative off on, oh, it's only women, and we're men, we're in control of our emotions. I'm like, bullshit. We're not. We can be just as small, and men do serve women in places of poor taste as well. We just don't look at it through the same lens.
Yeah, there's a lot of windows.
Hanifa.
Yes, King.
Yes. So tell us about the pettiness.
All right. Good evening, King, Willie, E-Black, Chef,
Good evening.
Rico.
Good evening.
I am really here to defend my honor, King.
No, it was so scripted. It was like, oh my God.
Okay, I can tell you exactly why that is. Okay, so I'm a woman that does a lot of self-work, and I believe in it, right? I am very honest about the nature of women. So when I come into these conversations, it's never in a biased way, because I know the way that I know myself. I'm very self-aware, and I also know the way women function. Yes, most women, we cannot physically harm men. So it comes down to, okay, why? I've never keyed a car. I've never destroyed property. That's just not my wiring. However, you do have to ask the question, why do women resort to that level of aggression? And the only logical answer to me is that we just do not have the physical strength. Men will go toe to toe with each other. That's man to man. But women, we're like, okay, we're gonna find another way to hurt you because I'm not about to, try to harm you physically, because more than likely you can overpower me. So women fight differently. And I also want to add this idea, I'm with Rico, this idea of men not being emotional. We really, really need to clear that up. Men are emotional. They may not be as emotional. The issue that we often see is that the one emotional default that most men have, particularly Black men, is anger. That's the one that they have no problem expressing. However, as a woman, if you are tuned in, if you are observant, let's say to your partner, you know when that person is emotional. You might not want to label it as that, but that's exactly what's going on. Emotions are not a bad thing. They're just not. We're creating this narrative around men, and that's socialization as well. Just how men are socialized, right? There's never really any room for them to really express or tap into certain sides, certain emotions. And so we could understand that. But men are emotional, right? When men go back and forth, that's emotion. When men get angry, that is emotion. When men get excited, that is emotion. When men go to their children's graduation and shed a little tear, that is emotion. When men say, oh, I love this woman, I would die for her, E-Black, that is emotion. Men has the capacity to be emotional as well. Men are socialized different, and so therefore their emotion shows up different. And also the way that you guys navigate the world is different. So you're not going to express emotion the way that we do. But I really needed to come up here, King, for you, for your backside, King, to defend my honor. Okay? That's all I have to say.
Hanifa had that smoke for you, King. She had that smoke for you. You muted.
Muted.
I'm laughing because I love when Trini women say backside. You know what I mean? So it makes me laugh.
That's why I'm backside.
No, okay, I'm sorry. She's from the Virgin Islands. I apologize. Men do have emotions, and I don't. What's that? Is somebody playing something in the background? It's noise. Cause somebody press mute. Press mute. Mute is E-Black is you. Press mute. Thank you. It's E-Black. So at the end of the day, I still hear it. It's somebody else. Who is it? Hello. All right. Perfect. So what I do realize that men do go back and forth. Men do go back and forth. And they scream out loud. So when they say, oh, that's a feminine trait, that's a lie. That's just to put in salt. Because men always, if you're in a corporate office, we going back and forth. If you're in sports, we screaming at each other. So that's not a feminine trait when men talk over each other. So that's one thing we need to really clear up. But we are emotional. So we do the same thing that women do. Actually, women tend not to scream over each other as much as men do if you really look at it. But they want to associate that with a feminine trait. So it's something we got to put away. They just want us to believe that, we need to be quiet a little bit more, But when you play sports or in corporate America, arguments happen and we scream over each other and we get aggressive. But you're right, men are emotional. So I definitely agree with Rico and Hanifa. But the pettiness to attack somebody.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I absolutely agree that everybody has emotions, like men or women. Like nobody's exempt from having emotions, but the key thing is not letting these emotions control you. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody knows that they can push your buttons, if somebody knows they can make you mad and have you act out of character, they're going to do that whenever they want. They're going to ultimately be able to control you.
Right. But I also think that at the end of the day, with these emotions that we have, we got to really it's not just managing your emotions. Is to me is the pettiness that a woman does to a man when she just admitted, we do this because we can't physically beat you up, but you might do this to a man, and some men are not strong like us. You might trigger them to do something physical, because some men worship money. So if you burn their house and you scratch up their car, they lose it. I don't worship money, so if you scratch up my car, I get it fixed. If you burn my house, I have insurance. So why do you do stuff to hurt us, which can lead to something physical? Can you explain that, Hanifa?
They're not thinking about that though.
But why? But that's my thing. You're not thinking about it, but that's my thing. Why aren't you thinking about the after effects of
It's a lack. It's a lack of discipline. I agree with Willie. We all have emotion, yes, but it's not enough to say, and I hate when people do this as far as women. It's like a pass that's given to us. Oh, well, you know how women are, they get real emotional, right? But we have to learn how to manage our emotions. Because when you can't manage your emotions, you give up your power. You allow somebody else to come in and control the outcome of that emotion, what follows that emotion. So it's a lack of discipline, as someone said in the comment section, a lack of respect as well. A lack of respect as well. And I wanted yesterday, I was multitasking. I really wish I had joined in that conversation. We were talking about like relationships and allowing people to be with others. I personally believe I'm really non-conventional in my thinking around relationships. You guys might be surprised about that, but I am. This idea of how we love in such a possessive way in this society. You belong to me. I belong to you. It's a very possessive type of way. And so what happens to people is you really go into these spaces thinking that this person owes you something. This person belongs to you. How dare they hurt you? And you take it to another level. Exactly. It's a lack of discipline and it's a lack of respect. And here's what I'm going to say to the brothers on the panel. Usually, when you have that type of woman in your presence. But what happens to a lot of our brothers is you guys get caught up in the aesthetics. She has a fat ass. She is gorgeous. Okay. But you just saw how she went off on the father of her child. You just saw in the grocery store how she almost got you in a fight. Right. You see all of these red flags, but you choose to look over them because she fine as hell. And then when she flips that on you now, it's like, whoa, she crazy. No, she was crazy in March. It's just turned on you in November. But she's that same crazy sister that you've been with the whole entire time. So we got to be careful with that as well. Yes.
Well, it's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
Let me ask her a question. Do you think that a lot of scornness is the result of wanting to have a solution based on your emotion or your emotional solution? Like we really want to see something in our eyes or in our feelings resolved? Or is it just pettiness? Is it based on how you were raised? I think a lot of times scorned people just really want to see satisfactory in their own way.
But if we want to see, go ahead, King. Go ahead.
Before you answer that, I just want to say to your comment, you're right. Men tend to ignore the red flags or signs when a woman is pretty. But I don't know. Did God play a trick on us? Did he put A1 vagina on crazy women? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, you laugh. You see what I mean, Hanifa? You see what I mean?
Man,
listen. That crazy laugh, like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, because King, only you.
No.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question to the ladies. Is your level of craziness directly proportional to the quality of your vagina?
Can I respond to EBlack while we waiting?
Yeah.
If I could, I'm not even gonna respond to that question, King.
I know it's crazy, but I'm gonna leave her alone.
Oh wow. I'm gonna speak to E-Black's question. E-Black, I actually think the ability to like resolve conflict, it's something that you have to be taught, right? A lot of us, we were silenced as children, right? Growing up. We just could not set boundaries. A lot of us could not state. It was like shut up and listen, right? And so if you're raised in a home like that, when you become an adult, you know what I mean? You resort to, because some people are carrying a lot of pent up anger, and I often say this, misdirected anger, and we're out here lashing out on each other. Okay, but I say if you can't, if you don't know how to conflict resolve anything, if you can't resolve conflict like a mature adult, you're going to run into problems in your relationship, because every relationship comes with its conflicts, every single one. And that's friendships too. That's a relationship as well. So I don't think it's just being petty. I think sometimes people just really don't know how to get what they want without being angry about it. And we need to work on that, so our relationships could.
Hello? Okay. So no one's answering that question. So the ladies are scared to answer the question. So fellas, we're not virgins. We all had experiences in our life. Can we safely assume that the level of craziness is directly proportional to the quality of a woman's sex?
Chef's shortest answer ever. Watch this. Hell fucking yeah, man. Oh, that's one. That's it.
Quick question that, and I want to just take it back to the scenario you gave of Dr. Dre's soon-to-be ex-wife. And sometimes when I think of petty and scorn, I think of
Yeah, hello? Yeah, so everybody's busy today, but can y'all answer the question, please? Because he wasn't going to answer the question. E-Black, answer the question, please.
I confer with Chef. Yes, the amount of craziness is physically linked to the amount of great sex you have.
I know why, but I wanted to give y'all a short answer, but I let them. There's an explanation.
Wait, hold on. Before you get the answer, Will, it's a short answer. You yes or no, Will?
Yes.
Yo, okay. Chef, what's up?
Mental infarction, psychological problems show a certain inability to move in certain ways, and if their mind, they can't. It also allows them to have less inhibitions in certain areas because of the way their mind works. Crazy is crazy. A crazy person's mind has less boundaries than a sane person's mind. So their level of inhibition is going to be lower than they're just going to become like magical unicorns. Listen, man, I'm a smart dude, and I ain't even going to try to explain that shit, man. It's something magical. It's something miraculous. It's one of those paradoxes, and we as men just accept it, and like it.
So that defeats what Hanifa said, right? And basically she says we pick the crazy girls with these signs. Yeah, come back up here. Come back here,
we
my
don't
love.
pick them.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
We don't pick them.
Hanifa said, you got to stop choosing these crazy girls. She was crazy, but we just said, and she had that sinister laugh, like it's true. We just admitted, everybody admitted, the crazier a girl is, right, the better her sex is, unless every girl thinks their sex is good. So that makes them all crazy, right? I don't know.
But we don't choose them, though.
No, it's not about choosing, but she says
we don't choose them. We stay around to enjoy the magic.
We stay around with them, but so if every girl thinks that it's A1, because no girl's gonna say they think it's not A1. Any girl that thinks they shit is not A1, please put it up here. Please raise your hand if you think your sex is not A1. No one's gonna admit to that. That means every girl's crazy, right?
But vagina gives us
that's like logic and axioms and postulates. if every girl thinks they think is A1, but every A1 thing is crazy, that means every girl is crazy. That's just simple logic.
But King, what dude don't think his D game is A1?
A lot of dudes know their D game is not A1. I know a lot of dudes. Ones that brag about money, ones that talk about Porsches. A lot of one they know. They know.
That will admit it?
Yeah, they know.
I have a question for the
Yeah.
panel. So what can you brothers tell us? Because I think most women know why we ignore the red flag. And I feel like most men know why women ignore the red flag. But can you guys explain to our sisters who are listening, right? Where you guys would see that red flag and totally just look past it because she looked good. Like, do you guys count the cost?
It's not
Is
just look good though. It's not just a look good. It's not just look good, because guys that bag pretty woman could get another pretty woman. It's something beyond looking good. It's how she makes you feel when no one's around and the closed door. That's why I said the sex game. Sex game also could mean intimacy, right? When it's all said and done, and all that embarrassment happens, what does she do to make you forget about it? What does she do to make? Yes.
To answer her question is, I think men do the same thing that women do. If I got a baddie that's a 10 and I think she's into me today and I see red flags, I think I can fix her. And we say women do that same thing about guys, because it's like, hey, I got this 10 piece. She's in me today. I see all these red flags. I don't want to give up this 10 for 6. I'm going to work on her, even though she's got a lot of mouth, even though she got the neck rolling and swole, because she's into me. Women do the same thing. So I think sometimes it's men, when I see, that's why to me the whole gender war thing is crazy, because guys do the same thing. I don't see a lot of dudes, those IG chicks, because there's a line around the block of dudes that's sitting there saying, when you get rid of this one, I'm gonna get the next one. And we call them simps, which is some garbage. But the same thing, women call them bad, but you call them whatever you want. It's the same thing. If you think you have a really bad into you. Yes, ma'am.
Rico, so here's the thing. If a man keys a woman's car, or he lights her clothes on fire, or he pours bleach on it, right? Most of us will quickly advise her to get out of that relationship. For me personally, when a man tells me that a woman does that, I don't care that she's a woman, right? It's still abuse, right? When she is slapping him and she is cursing him out and calling him out, that is abuse. Because if it's abusive to me as a woman, then I have to see it as abusive to my brothers as well. And my advice to them is usually, yo, you might want to exit out of that before it escalates to something else. So my thing is always, go ahead, Rico.
Well, I was going to say that, I agree with you 100%. I will tell you the flip side, what women do. The guy has no employment. The guy has multiple baby moms.
That's abuse.
The guy's using her car.
That's abuse.
These are still forms. He's not smacking her. He's not keying her car. The guy's living with her. All of these things women do, and that's my correlation to it. And I agree with you, Hanifah. I agree with you 100%. So I say, as men, we recognize when women do these things for men that are less of, but we don't recognize when we as men do things for people in the same way. That's all. That's my correlation to it. Is I'm like, and I agree with you. We ignore red flags, the same red flags that women ignore. We just ignore them in the opposite sex.
I'm not trying to change a woman.
What?
I'm not trying to change a woman. Like she's either gonna change for the better with me, and if things don't work out, I gotta move on, because I'm not gonna let you hold me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and regardless if the woman is bad or not, I always have the mentality like, if that ends, it was meant to end, and I can get better.
how many strikes do you give a woman, Willie? I mean, how many red flags?
It depends what it is. Like if a woman cheats on, it never happened, but I'm telling you what I would do. If a woman ever cheated on me, it's a wrap. I don't care if she's Beyonce.
Wait. Beyonce, come on.
It don't matter. E-Black, see, you sacrifice. You gonna let a woman disrespect you just because she's bad? I'm not doing that.
We can work it out. We can come to.
No. There's some stuff for me. That's not working out. It's not working.
Beyonce,
I'm gonna put it like this.
I'll give Beyonce one.
One question, Willie, right? And I'm gonna give it to you, E-Black.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set aside the infidelity because I can understand that being a bridge too far. But for a lot of Black men, and myself included, one thing that I've always had very little patience for, and I ignored it a few times, and it was a red flag I never should have, was when you're with your significant other in public and they get loud with you. No, I'm like, I don't care how wrong I am. Wait till I get home to curse me out. Don't do it in public because it emasculates me. It makes me look small. And I see a lot of guys, they'll give it a pass, and that breeds into other things. And I know dudes do it. They're like, well, she was upset. I'm like, no, you just, as Hanifa said, you looking at that big old behind and that pretty face, and you just not ready. And I'm not saying you, I'm just creating, an example. So that's why my question was about what are the red flags that men ignore? She's not working. She used to dance. I'm like, okay, so if she had these kinds of friends, she ain't going, we have to be honest with ourselves. That's all I'm getting.
But let's be honest. Hold
on. Hanifa was saying something.
Yes, I was saying, Rico, you said something about if she's talking to you a certain way in public, you're saying, don't talk to me like that because it's emasculating, it's whatever. How about it's disrespectful and rude as hell? Like, I really think that we really need to start holding each other accountable, not for ourselves. I don't need to hold my king responsible or accountable so he could be better for me. I want him to be a better person in general. You don't go anywhere and yell at anyone in front of a whole crowd of people because it's disrespectful as hell. So when we deal with people, with each other, we have to really, when we're in a relationship, work with each other in making each other better individuals, like just as outside of the relationship. So if me and you don't work, I at least know that you have somehow advanced or progressed as far as your evolution is concerned. So whoever is to meet you, right, they're getting a better version of you after being with me. But we are too caught up in control and possessiveness that we cannot even begin to think on that level. But the reality is it's rude. It's just rude. Forget the emasculating. That's a part of it. But it's disrespectful, sis. You just don't do that to people, period. Not just Rico, but don't do it to E-Black. Don't do it to King. Don't do it to Chef. Don't do it to Willie. Don't do it to Hanifa. Don't do it to anyone.
Right. Hanifa, you 100% ideally. I want to say that's realistic. Realistic is the toxicity in our society, right? But ideally, they should be moving like you. But one thing I have to say is that when people get into these situations, it's you just said whoever deals with you, when they leave you, the next person is going to have a better version of that person, right? People don't think like that. People say, you know what? Women don't want the next guy to have the best version of you. The worst thing you could do to your ex is become better.
Yes.
So what you're saying is ideal, but it's not reality. Because the worst thing you could do to if you ever want to make somebody mad, don't scratch their car up. Don't burn the house down. Don't beat them up. Don't steal their money. Become a better version. Get a better partner that's better than them in their eyes. And I bet you they'll be sick. But you know what? Anytime a woman does something petty, I always assume that you can't get better. When a woman does something petty to me, I'm like, damn, I'm the best you ever had. I'm really the best you ever had. Thank you for giving me evidence. I appreciate that. When they can't do better, they do something that means I'm the like you can't find better than me because a real person is gonna be like, you know what? You know what? We broke up. This is how you know somebody had a good breakup. She was an amazing person, just didn't work out. I'm happy I'm here now. That's how you get somebody sick. People, if you want to be petty, be great.
King, I agree
Petty,
that it's
being great is the new petty. How about that? Being great is the new petty.
King, I agree that it's ideal. I'm just of the mind that yes, that could be our reality, but we really need to start setting standards of give us something to work towards. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No,
That's
you're
all I
absolutely right.
mean
No,
when
no,
I
no,
talk.
you're right.
Yeah, when I
But
talk at
that's
that
what I
level, even if I'm not there 100%, at least that's the prize. That's my focus, right? So everything that I do on a daily basis is towards that. No one is saying that I function like that every single day. What I'm saying is, yes, that is the reality, but this is why we're here, right? Because
No,
we're
you're
here to
100%
start,
right. Because
yeah,
Hanifa,
to start changing narratives. And sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, Hanifa, you're right because we are a solution-based channel. So you are right. You feel me? You are right. Hold on. Who the hell is calling me? And shout out to Darrel. I know you get buns because you play Giveon. He comes to New York on December 2nd. Continue on, fellas.
So, I think you guys are being realistic. I think, but that I want to talk about the dysfunction in our community and the reality that we live in. We talk about why we ignore red flags and everything else, but I tell people all the time, I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little bit scorned. I'm a little bit hurt. I've had rough childhoods and had to make decisions and deal with problems in my life. So I can't pass judgment on my future espoused wife. If I was to be like that, then I would probably be single because I'm assured that I would even like the person who's been perfectly never gone through anything, who understands every issue, who has the willpower of a Oprah, and who's the most seriousness of Michelle Obama. I mean, I'm being honest. I'm a human being who's went through the hells of the ghetto, and I've made it out. So I don't have the same asparagement on my spouse. So yeah, I may be in a crazier situation. I may be allowing a little bit more crazy out of my significant other because I understand what the craziness is about. I understand the dysfunction. I understand the poverty. I understand the loss of life and seeing things that you may never dream of. You don't want to dream about again. Those are the things that people got to understand that we're not living in a perfect reality. We're not. We all have to realize our reality that we've lived in. And that's why some people just deal with the craziness because it's more comfortable there sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really liking this conversation. I don't know if the likes reflect what's going on right now, but we at 84. We got 79 likes. We need to keep it spicy. At the end of the day, the boundaries. When do women have boundaries when they are scorned, or should they? We have a woman up here saying, actually a flower up here saying, I'm sorry, actually a queen flower saying that we have to move to have better standards in how we handle and manage our emotions. The men are agreeing with that. But where's the disconnect? Because we all know what the right thing to do, but when emotions and money and time and children and ego gets involved, all those standards go out the window. Because everybody here is perfect in theory. Everybody here is perfect in theory. But what happens when you start adding child support? What happens when you start adding alimony? What happens when you start adding custody? What happens when you start adding childcare? That makes everybody forget about the perfection that they have within themselves. Rico.
There's one thing you left out, King, and I love the way you set that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I thought about this after last night, because this is a conversation that I have with a couple of sons of mine, because my one son, he's happily married, this, that, whatever. But then I have a couple of other sons who have children. They have great relationship with their babies' mothers. But this is the part that's left out. And I see it happen in so many relationships. In addition to everything you named, how do people react and act when that significant other gets involved with another person?
Woo!
So when you add that layer in, because a guy would be happy with his baby mama with no one. You know, we're talking about petty. Because I just had this conversation with a stepson of mine the other day. I'm like, Chris, she moved on. She moved on. You're already with someone else. Why do you care? You know, now all of this possessiveness over your son, it's more than that. So that's a level of petty that I see that's almost, and women do it too. I'm not going to say that women don't, but men are very heavy. I don't want no one else around my children. And I'm like, you know, and I told you guys the story. I have I'm embarrassed not to admit, I don't know the age of a lot of my kids. I got too many. But I love them all. I just do. And I'm getting old. But my daughter's 30.
There we go.
30.
Rico.
They're like 8. They're not all biological children. My stepchildren, I don't use the word step. I only have 3 biological children. But I have a total of like 8. And I'm going to tell you guys, I will tell you gentlemen this. My youngest, who's not my biological, I love the most. Yes, as a parent, you have favorites. Kill me with that. You don't have. I love them all, but I love that one the most because he's so close to me. And he's not my biological. I have 4 or 5 non-biological kids that I raised. I coach youth football for 15, 20 years. I have children through that. So when the replay, so I'm going to skip that. But what I'm getting to is the issue of feeling this possessiveness, as Hanifa said, over other people's lives and that level of pettiness that bleeds out.
Right.
I have a problem with men saying you have to let go and accept it's over, it's over. Move on to a better version.
I got a question though. Shouldn't your friends hold you accountable? Like say, Hanifa, are you there?
Yes, I am, Willie.
I mean, I'm not sure if you ever been petty and tried to do.
Yes,
things.
I have.
Okay, now did your homegirl ever step in and be like, "Yo, sis, you better than that"?
It's interesting because the last time I was petty on that level, I was very young. I had to been in my teens, maybe 17 or 18.
Okay.
But in my circle now, I am the voice of reason, to be honest. They all get mad at me because they say I'm always trying to make peace and I'm always the peacemaker, right? Because I'm just not about that rowdy life, you know, being out in public and I don't have time for that. I have children to raise. You understand? I just don't really have time for it. However, I am human, and to King's question. When these things come up, what happens? You know what happens, King? We get out the frame. Because they hurt, right? They hurt. Now, my pushback on that is, yes, get out the frame. Be human. Absolutely. But how long do you intend to be out of frame? Because now it's beginning to affect other parts of your life. I said this in the comment section when you guys was having the conversation. I can't remember what it was about, but we were talking about people and their exes. I always tell people, you should be concerned if you are with someone who is bitter towards their ex, because they could never give you 100% of themselves. They can't. It's impossible. You should be worried about that, whether you're a man or a woman, because that person is investing all that energy in that past relationship.
Okay, so what I want to say is I was trying to go into the main topic, but Rico brought something.
My apologies.
No, go ahead. It's cool. But Rico brought something in after I gave a great introduction, And the thing was, he says the other factor, which doesn't have to do anything with our main topic, which deals with alimony, custody, child support, and child care. It has to do with the fact that when you add the equation, and this is why I want to ask Rico a question and the fellas a question. Can we justify you being mad that she found someone new, and that's why you're not giving her the resources in those 4 categories? Can we justify that?
No.
But it happens. It happens. And vice versa. But fellas, why does that happen? Why, like I said, and we have the t-shirts coming out, and Rico, I want to talk to you. Hit Maricela up. We really want to do the damn Rico t-shirts because I think that's fly. Like, no, I'm serious. So we can get profits. But we also doing other t-shirts. So get with Maricela, please. You just need your permission. But at the end of the day, is it justified for a man or a woman to penalize their significant other in those 4 realms of child support, child care, alimony, and custody, because that person is doing what King says, which is the new great, being the new petty, which is being great and find someone better? Do people actually do that? Because I'm not married. I never got divorced. I have crazy girls. But does that really happen?
People do it all the time, and absolutely not. They are never justified in doing so. And when we think about this from the lens, you're not hurting the mother, you're hurting your children. That's the harm that you're inflicting. And I'll be honest with you, I will tell you through my divorces and so on and so forth, yeah, I wish they weren't happy. But I never did anything to affect or necessitate that, because I knew that any unhappiness or trauma that their mother went through, that was also shared by my children. That was me being petty, being scorned, and being hurt. Yes, as Hanifa said, and I've said repeatedly, men, we feel that way. That's the emotion. I'm hurt. I never left any of my wives. They left me because I'm a hard drink to swallow. I'm not a bad guy, but I'm difficult in my ways. So, and I don't think it was ever justified. But it's when you're 2 different people, I did not make the best choices for me. I pray to God this time I got it right. I ain't doing it again, but, and this is a good one, but and I've always had big breaks in between marriages to try to get better, like 10 years in between each marriage. So I didn't get out of one and jump into the other. But the fact of the matter is, I've never sat there and did anything to effectuate anything that would make my children's mother's lives harder. I paid my child support, and I loved and supported my children. So I admit, yeah, I shot up the club, but every club I ever shot up, I bought because I married. And that's what I always tell my son. You shoot the club, you buy the fucking club. You married him. I put a ring on it. I gave him my name. I gave the children my name. I believe in the institution of marriage so much I've done it 3 times. And I know as a man, I am
turn up.
Without a wife. That's just it. So, I was the first time I was 18, 19, probably shouldn't have got married, but I believed in marriage. And I was raised by a single mother. So I wasn't raised in a household with a mother and a father and married. But I grew up without a father. And growing up without a father was the thing that affected me the most. So I salute you, King. I salute you because, and I say that to everyone who has a father, that's a gift that you would never know from people like me. And there are a lot of Black men out here who grew up without fathers. So that's why I'm hella hard on the child support. Not even the child support, because I don't care whether or not you pay. it's you need to be involved. So like I said, my daughter was in Georgia, I was in Maryland, but I didn't just pay. I stayed involved in her life. Yeah, I forget their ages. Hell, I forgot the age. I can't remember the ages of the ones I raised. My life just was just a lot, but I stayed involved in their lives, and that was what was always more important to me. And I swore, because I never had a father who was killed when I was like 5 years old, and I always wanted one, and my mother never remarried, that my children would never, ever grow up without their father. And I will take that to my grave. It will never happen. You might wish I wasn't there, but I'm going to be there in your life. You're going to have to kick me out. So when I go back to it, you're not justified in doing that shit. There's no excuse. You can be mad at them. You can be petty. You can be scorned. And that's all I ever did was set back.
Did you read that? Did you read that, Rico? Is having a father a gift or a standard?
It's a standard. It is a gift if you've never had one.
Get up here, Diamond Ruffin. Get up here, Diamond Ruffin. Please give him the link. We need you up here. We want to hear your opinion.
The standard is we all should be a father. And the reason why I say it's a gift is because there's too many fucking people that are not fathers. And that goes back to the conversation last night. So I love JP. I love Manosphere. But I know that reality, and as EBlack said before, I live in reality. I think there are a lot of great Black fathers. I know many of them. I think there are more Black fathers than not Black fathers, but I think there are way too fucking many that are not.
Right.
And you can call them whatever you want, and I agree with the description that JP, and I've heard it for 40, 50 years. That's what they are to me. I know of some in my family. Period. You're not anything more. So, next guy, I'm done.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. It's time for us to get busy. Please, Marisol, pull up the warning. Hanifa's back up. Pull up the warning. People, get on the screen. Let's get in the phone chat. I need y'all to call in. Those who don't call in, get out the card in one time and step into the arena. Step into the Coliseum. Sometimes you gotta leave the garden and come into the Coliseum with us. We want to see you. If you want to draw blood, draw blood. We understand. Wow. Today is going to be a very serious topic. Shout out to Rico for keeping his word. I wish Bianca was here. Hopefully she comes later. But we really need to discuss this and finish this particular part of the masterclass of co-parenting. It's Wednesday. And we're still talking about co-parenting. And not one time did anybody use How Value Man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Not one time. I'm just saying. It's different. It's different over here. You might not see the same subscribers, but it's different over here. Not one time that I said we're gonna make you rich. Not one time.
Did we say alpha?
We didn't say alpha not one time.
Okay.
Listen, all I gotta say is let's talk about this. Yesterday we left off because of my fucking lack of discipline. I had to address an issue, and I apologize for getting off course. Let's talk about the money, the time, the children, and everything that's sacrificed when you bring up child support, custody, alimony, and childcare. What I really want to talk about first, let's work backwards. Childcare. How does that affect co-parenting? Who wants to go first?
I'll let the people who experienced it, because I don't know.
Fine.
Warning. Content is 100% true to your own circumstances. Enter a relationship at your own risk. We do not promote or condone violence or bullying. Hold on to your pockets. You're getting better, Marisol. I want funnier, but you are getting better.
I'll be quick. Time. That's how it affects. And primarily, like I said, I've told this story last night. I'll say it again. I was a single father. And I can tell you, even when I was a single father, when I was raising kids with a wife, time management is, gentlemen, think of your day not being a single parent, or whether you're raising children. You know, Willie, you got kids, correct? And you're married.
Yes. Three.
So imagine your life without that spouse. So if your time is stretched now, take that other person out. You know, it's like, you can imagine, like, I'm trying to go to the gym. I gotta, because all of us as men, and all this time when I was a single father, I could not work. That's in our DNA. So I'm not unlike a single mother, and again, no dispersion against single mothers. I don't know if they're more comfortable.
Rico, I apologize.
Yes,
Thank you for sending that message. I didn't even see that. I got it for a minute. Listen, check this out. Diamond?
It's Diamond.
Diamond?
Yeah.
Heck, brother. Thank you. Sorry for saying your name wrong. Before we start this, because it's about to get real juicy, we want to keep things short-winded, right? So everybody gets a chance to speak. But also, please go and support Ripple. They sponsor us. And I want to make sure every time, like every hour and a half, I end up talking about Ripple. Also, for those who don't know, in 30 minutes, JP shows comes on in her channel. Go and support her if you like her stuff. And we want to show support to anybody that's part of the garden. Please go and support Ripple. They sponsor us, and I want to keep this going so I can bring the sponsorship to everybody that's a part of the team. But if we're not buying this, remember, this is no nicotine, no THC, no CBD. It's like smoking tea, lavender, lemon, peppermint tea. It's just for the aesthetics. That's it. Helps you go to sleep, do everything. No added preservatives. Thank you very much. So with that being said, let's hit the 150 likes tonight. In 2 hours, I'll be so happy. Diamond, thank you for coming about. Welcome to Fourth Horseman, Darrel. So Rico, finish your comment, and then I feel like Diamond was I told him to come up, and he responded, and I feel like Diamond is not here to play with us today. I feel like Diamond knows about this. Hanifa, sorry.
Can I interrupt real quick? Yeah, because I want to let y'all know. Peace, Darrel. Peace, Diamond. I am gonna go ahead and step away and let the conversation happen. I just wanted to say to you guys, yesterday was a roller coaster of emotions for me. But I woke up today and I thought about it, and I said, you know something? What happened yesterday hasn't happened anywhere else on any platform that I've seen. And I really think that you guys should consider creating a space on the show for, I named it Smoke Break, and allow certain conversations to happen, because it's an opportunity to show that we can resolve conflict, right? Without resorting to name calling and threats and so forth. I think there's a place for that. I think people need to see more of it. And I really, even though it was uncomfortable, it was necessary. And King, as much as we felt that you were out of, your timing was bad, in fact, it seemed like it was perfect in retrospect. So I just wanted to add that to the conversation before I left, so that the actual conversation should take place. But if you guys could consider that, possibly just making space for smoke. It could be about anything. It could be about anything. I think it's a good idea, and I think it would draw people in as well.
Yeah, we have that. We have to.
Tell them about the idea.
We have that. We love it. We love it. We love it.
Okay. I love you guys. You guys have a nice evening.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I think she's leaving now because she knows. I think Diamond is coming with his perspective and his philosophies, and let's give him a respect. And also let's give him pushback if we feel pushback, right? We all here to learn and get to a solution, right? And afterwards, please, Diamond, let us know what page where we can follow you at, right? So Rico finished. Let's talk about childcare. And Diamond, I saw you commenting. So you were in agreement with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you feel free to let him know where you disagree, or Chef, or EBlack, or myself, or Darrel. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, King. So I tuned in a little bit later on,
right?
Go talking about if a father, saying that a father is a gift, and I think that it's actually the opposite. I think a child is a gift. because a child doesn't have to be brought into this world. In terms of, you know, a father should be a standard, especially in our community. I don't think that that's being spoke on enough. I think we need to understand that, hey, being a father is a standard. Being a great father, that's something different than just being a father, because any man can have a child at any time. But that's the only thing I really wanted to give pushback on to Rico in terms of, you know, the importance of a father. A man doesn't need a father, but a boy needs to have the ability to seek a father figure in their life. Right. And I think that's because me personally, you know, my father was in jail, single mother household. However, you know, I joined the fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi King. I put myself in who I believe were better than me, or who I believe were real men. And, you know, with surrounding yourself around those type of people, that they have the ability to pour into you. So, Rico, that's the only thing I want to touch on, man, towards that standard versus gift.
Can I?
I actually agree with Diamond.
Not a rebuttal, and I actually have no rebuttal for you, Diamond.
For sure.
I think you heard a snippet of it, and you didn't hear. I actually said exactly what you said.
Okay.
I actually said the standard is to be a father, but because so many absentee fathers exist in our community, that it was a gift for those young men, because that's what I think we lose sight of. I didn't have a father, and there was no father figure. There was no role model or anything. So when I became a man, that's why I poured myself so much into what I was missing. Youth coaching. When I hear these guys be like, oh, I'm not gonna know, volunteer, you know, because there are kids out there, especially in our community, that their birth father's not in their life, and there's no father because, I mean, come on, how many guys be like, they ain't my kid, I don't want to be involved, blah, blah, blah. And I always hate to hear that. I hate to hear that. But that's a problem in our community where other men are not willing to step in and to be father figures. It doesn't have to be your father. No other black man stepped in when my father was dead. So I had to go out in the streets and I had to grind to learn this, that, one. And my mother couldn't teach me. So that's why that always went back to me. So I agree with you when I said exactly, no, it's the standard, but it's a gift when you're if it's 10% of black men with no father, that's too fucking many. That's could be a million young black boys, and that's who my heart constantly aches for. That we don't talk about. We just act like, oh, they all got great fathers. And I'm like, no, I know. And I'm sure you know a lot that don't have. That's what I said, and specifically, but what everything else that you said, I'm 100,000% with you. I rock with you. The standard is to be a father, white, black, Asian, Latino, whatever you are. And if you're not, you just dead to me, period.
Right.
Don't get into the world and don't father them. Don't just impregnate the woman. Raise your seed. As I say, you shoot the club up, you buy the fucking club.
Absolutely. Now, you know, to piggyback off of that, now, King, this is where I have some smoke for you, King.
Okay.
So in terms of having, right, you don't believe in marriage. I never
said that.
What do you think?
No, I never said that.
Marriage.
Well, I never said that.
Okay.
I never said I never believe in marriage.
Okay.
I said that love and marriage are not synonymous.
Most definitely. You're right about that.
Yeah, I said that. I said I believe in marriage. That's why I'm 41, no kid. I'm not marrying because I want to marry and do right. My parents been married for close to over 40 years.
I know that, man. Hey, I've been tuning in. I definitely know.
Yeah, so I believe in marriage. So what's the question?
So my thing was this, right? In terms of finding a solution, because in our community, like we said, we don't have a lot of father figures.
Right.
Is marriage the key to help our community? Should marriage be the standard for our community so that boys, even girls, aren't raised without fathers in their life?
Should marriage be the standard for our community
in terms of raising boys to men, girls to women?
Well, I would say this. I would say this. The institution of marriage is for the community building.
Right.
However, you have many marriages with men who are not capable of leading. So I think programs that me and you are familiar with, the guy right programs, are the key programs for building communities. Let's make real men first, so our ladies can have someone to marry. Then we will have a community. But I don't think marriage is the derivative, the output of raising qualified men and women.
Okay.
That's what I believe. So we can't do this unless we have able-bodied men and women, qualified women before they union. It's like marriage is like this. This is the math equation for marriage. It's not half plus half equal 1. It's 1 plus 1 equals 1 team. We having too many fractions trying to make a whole. It doesn't work like that. That's why we have so much codependency. We need to really make sure that everybody is a man. Everybody is a woman. And when those two people unite, we have a family. And that's what I think the issue is. It's not about lack, because let's say we have a war and men get killed or men get incarcerated. If we had men in the community, they will pick up the slack. We're lacking men. We're not lacking marriages. We're lacking men. Once you fix the man problem, the marriage problem will be fixed automatically.
But how can you know how to be a man if you've never seen one?
Oh no, that's the thing. You can't be a man if you've never seen one. You know, you have to see before you conquer, right? However, that's the whole point. We have to start creating men immediately. We're gonna have the same issue all the time, where it's that
the skills and abilities of a man are usually created inside of a marriage. Right. You don't learn how to.
Oh, Eblack, let me ask you a question. You said this is a good question, and I want y'all to answer this. So, Diamond, and I get it now. I get it why you said Diamond, but the skills of a man is created within marriage. Do you agree with that?
Definitely.
Why do y'all say that? Because I want to hear why.
Because being a man is multifaceted, right? How do you know how to treat a woman through the good, the bad, the ugly if you've never seen it in a marriage? How do you know? You don't. So you go through different situations, different bumps in life, where my thing is, King, you can figure that out later on in life, but there's people who already know this by habit, by seeing this in their household right in front of their faces. So that's it. So seeing, men, a lot of us, we're visual learners, right? We're hands-on learners. So we have to see this, practice it, see our fathers do it and practice it, so that we follow that road that they're setting before us. So that's it right there.
What I want to say is this. I disagree with the fact that the skills of a man is developed through marriage. The reason why I disagree with that is because just like the NBA, you have to be able to show that you can play in the NBA before you get drafted. I'm encouraging my brothers to be able to be considered men before they get married. You feel? You have to show those skills. Just like Boy Scouts, you don't really go to a camp. You don't really get lost in hold on. You don't get really lost in the woods, right? You don't get lost in the woods, right? Mm-hmm. But what they do things that simulate getting lost in the woods. So if you ever do get lost in the woods, you know how to handle yourself. Mm-hmm. We as men are not creating simulations or rites of passage for our young men before they get married.
But whose job is that?
Hold on. But what happens is we expect men to be men when we throw them in the fire. Not everybody rises to the occasion like that. That's not fair.
Mm-hmm. That's not fair. The thing, you're confusing being a man with being functional. Most of the skills that you obtain by paying bills, by
women do that too. That has nothing to do with being a man. E-Black.
Yeah, those are the things that have to deal with being a man. Being a man has to deal with how you deal with other people. It has to deal with situations, stress,
right?
Being pushed back, having to sacrifice. These are things that you have to do as
so you saying you can only learn that from marriage.
Hold up.
And I'm not saying
No.
you can only
No,
learn it. I'm saying it's that's
I'm
the
with
best
King on this one.
institution.
I'm with King too. Because
No,
I'm
that's
like,
what you said.
No,
Hold on. That's what y'all two said. Y'all said respectfully. And I love y'all point. This is a great question, by the way, Diamond.
It is.
You said you can only be a man through marriage, and that's false.
I take that back. What
That's definitely
can I clear it up? That's the best institution for a boy to become a man, right? Because you can learn anything that you're willing to seek, right? So if you choose to say, I ain't have a father or I didn't have a mother or whatever, blah, 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 but you can seek that, right? There's people out there who are willing to help other people grow, like Guide Right. There's people who are willing to give back, but back to that standard.
Right.
Is that the best institution for a boy to become a man? And that's yes. You had a father who helped you and your brother become men. Your father was in the community.
Right.
While working.
Right.
That you seeing that's manly shit. He's taking care of his community after a days of hard work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
but what about the men? What about the men? What about the men that become men for their community and family because they don't want to be like the father they wasn't there?
And see that, and so now this.
You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Now, so are there truly excuses for why boys don't become men? Are there excuses for why people join gangs? Are these excuses?
No. People join gangs for many reasons, not because they don't have
even brotherhood. I get that.
Yeah.
There's many reasons behind it. But I'm saying, so with you saying that, King, right? For a boy, me personally, who my father is in my life, but he wasn't there.
Right.
Right. But I am a man. I still figured it out.
Yes.
Regardless. So my thing is this: is that an excuse? You see, for people to not be willing to go seek what that is that they're missing? Is that an excuse?
Is that an excuse? Well, I'm gonna quote the great philosopher and academic Slick Rick, and he said society is a poor excuse for a man.
Wait, say that again.
The great philosopher Slick Rick said, society is a poor excuse for a man.
Right.
That's what he said. However, before you become a man, you're a boy, so you make these mistakes. You make mistakes. We gotta give some grace. That's why I love one of our first shows, The Power and Grace. We gotta give grace to the fact that people have learning curves. Not everybody learn at the same time.
And can we add 3 words to the conversation? The conversation.
Here we go.
I'm just sorry. Just the conversation.
Well, that's a great question. That's a great question.
The 3 words I would add in is father, husband, and man. There are 3 distinctly different things. I do believe 100% with Diamond and E-Black. If you want to become a great husband or a great father, marriage is required. Or
that was
to be a great man, history has shown us there are many a great men in time that were never fathers or husbands. Jesus, and I'm not biblical. Okay, so to all my Christian friends, y'all will run up and down. I ain't heard about it.
We got you.
Now, no. Now, Rico.
Hold on.
Just an example. Yeah. That's it. I should have never brought him up.
No, but Jesus, but he wasn't married. He didn't have any kids.
It was or a wife.
But what about a father?
Allegedly.
Did he have a father?
He had a father.
He did.
Okay, so
he never became a father.
That's okay.
He never became a husband.
But Rico, the thing is,
but he became a man.
Hold on, one at a time. Hold
on, real quick, Diamond, if you don't mind. I'm with King on this one because I feel like in too many situations, men are not allowed to grow to really become mature, right? To really become stable to the point where they're not making excuses why they can't provide, et cetera, right? And that correlates with the conversation we had yesterday. You worry about, what she doing with her legs, but you couldn't take care of your business, right? So for me, in my opinion, a man is gonna make himself a man. Like I'm not married, so I can't really subscribe to, a woman is gonna like change you to just all great man. I think that for me, I want my woman to come to me and say he is everything I need right now, right? You get what I'm saying? And come to me that way. And that's how a man's supposed to be. I shouldn't have to like have a woman and we learning how to make money together. We like y'all basically roommates at that point. And I don't want a roommate relationship type shit. Like you fall beneath me. You covenanted by me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's because I learned how to covenant myself first. Cover myself and then cover everybody around me.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna take the time to learn that, then how the fuck you gonna be in a relationship?
I'm sorry, Darrel. Hold on, J Diamond. I'm sorry, Darrel. You said she's covered upon you, and then you're covered upon yourself. No, you're covered up under God. And when you learn to submit to God and His order, and while He wanted certain things in this world, where you come together under the government system and you bond with a woman, one man, one wife, and that's how you truly are a man. That's the way I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. I said when you cover those people, gotta make sure you cover.
Yeah, he said that yesterday.
Your job is to make sure that they cover. That takes effort. Faith without works is dead. Yeah. So you can't just be out here giving lip service. We need to see you put in some work.
Yeah, definitely.
And I agree.
Definitely.
Let me jump in this right here, man. It says marriage makes a man his best. Just face value.
Can you get him up here? Let's talk Clarence up here.
Marriage makes a man his best. Just off of face value alone. Face value alone. I disagree with that. I don't believe marriage makes, a man his best. A man goes through the bumps and bruises of becoming a man. There's going to be a certain amount of variable of experiences. Somebody echoing, man.
Somebody echoing? Can somebody press mute? Brother Clarence, is that you?
Yes, sir.
Again, can you press mute? I think it was a feedback. Thank you for coming, Brother Clarence.
So what I'm saying is that there's a bunch of different variables and tests and rites of passage that we have to go through to become men, okay? But I guarantee you this, dealing and relating to a woman and being a man that was able to cover a woman or be in a fruitful relationship with a woman and then even get married, it doesn't necessarily make them better. It makes them more complex. It makes them more well-rounded. It makes them more understanding of how to behave within a certain situation. It doesn't make him a better man, because if he was a piece of shit early, then now he's a piece of shit that knows how to maintain a relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So about him being at his best, marriage makes him at his best. No, marriage is the next tier. That's boss level in video games, That's what marriage is, because it actually gives you an opportunity to change it. It changes the game totally. It changes your mindset. It changes your way of thinking. Fuck. If you in California and your ass get married, it's going to make your ass a bit more peaceful and considerate, because 50-50, 50-50. All right.
So here it goes. Brother Clarence, do you think if a man has a failed marriage, he's less of a man? I can't hear you.
Unmute yourself, Brother Clarence.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So the question is, once again, if a man has a failed marriage, based on the theory that EBlack says, does that make him less of a man?
No, I don't think it, because anybody can have a failed marriage. Anybody can marry the wrong person at the wrong time with the wrong circumstances. So that doesn't necessarily make somebody a bad man. But I'm the one that was writing up that said that marriage is a man at his highest state, at his state where he's supposed. It's like a chair. You can have a chair that you're supposed to sit in,
right?
But you can change a light bulb with the chair. You can stand in the chair and change a light bulb, but that's not the highest use for your chair. I mean, you can do it, And you can say, wow, the chair works. It may work for that purpose, but the highest use for your chair is for you to sit down on it. And the highest use for men is bringing a family into this world and then leading them into being successful in this life. That's where I'm coming from with that. I respectfully disagree with Chef because I got mad respect for all of y'all, but I respectfully disagree with that. As a person that's been married for 32 years, that I respectfully
disagree. That's congratulations. That's dope. That's dope. All right, listen. So let me put up some stats first, please, and then we can I want your opinion on these stats, right? Because we're not sticking to the questions. The only person that stuck to the question thus far was Brother Clarence. He answered the question I asked him. Everybody goes with the tangents, including me, right? So what we're going to do is stick to these questions with these stats. So tell me what y'all think about these stats. Childcare from state to state, by state. Tell me if you see the stat itself. It's coming up right now. Do you fellas see it?
Yeah.
All right.
Barely.
Really? Do y'all see it?
Yeah, it's kind of small, but
it's kind of small. But can you see the numbers? Does anybody see? If you can't see, let me know.
Nah, not really.
I think California is at 14,210.
The average cost for childcare in California is what?
14,210.
In New York City, how much is the average childcare in New York?
13,876.
Okay, what about Idaho? What's the average cost of childcare?
Idaho is 6,964.
Motherfuckers need to move to Idaho quick. So with this being said, okay, I'm gonna get another stats for y'all. Here we go. Tell me what y'all think. I'm gonna ask y'all a real question. So remember these numbers if you can. Look up Jersey too. All right, here we go. Tell me what you think about this one. This might be a little bit more helpful. Can you see this one? Hold on, let me. Can you see this one?
Okay.
Okay.
Where I live.
Can you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me know. Most expensive childcare by state in 2021. We putting facts up here. We put facts up here. We don't play around. We put facts. We put facts up here. So you see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think we're supposed to have healthy co-parenting if we got these type of money being lost? Is it worth it? Is it worth it to co-parent? Or should we be like what Diamond says, focus on being married?
I think if you focus on, if you want to have, depends on what your goals are. Now, some dudes don't want to be married. They just want to have relationships with women. So if that's what you want to do, then protect yourself while you're out there. But if you're trying to have a family, if you're trying to have, start a family, then I think marriage is probably going to be the best situation for the children and for the woman.
Right.
And for you as well. Keep you out of trouble as well.
Once you have kids, it's not about you no more.
It's not about you. No. That's why I don't have kids. I'm a little bit selfish right now.
But you're doing it the right way, King. You're doing it the right way.
Yeah. I'm a little bit selfish right now. JP, I know you have a show. We gave you a shout out several times. We know that 9:20, and we told everybody to support that. Please put that up, Maricela. Let her know we in full. All right. So one more thing before you, because I need your interpretation of this, because you are brilliant. I didn't finish throw up the stats. All right. I didn't finish throw up the stats. All right. Tell me what you think, fellas. This is another stat, another data. I saw Dr. Cornell West today, so I feel a little academic. How much child support is in your state? What do you think, fellas?
I'm surprised Texas is so high, because Texas system is based on a percentage. I think 9% of income.
Right.
Because Texas system is based on a percentage.
The new
I
math.
think 9% of income.
Right.
Because Texas
So
system
it's
is
somebody
based on a
there's feedback.
percentage.
There's feedback.
9%.
Somebody mute.
Please.
Yeah, this child support stuff is crazy, man. I think like it goes back to the conversation we were saying the other day about $250 a month just not gonna cut it.
Right. First of all, $250 a month, Darrell, that's impossible. I'm looking at the shit. You can't be paying $250 a month. There's no way in hell you pay.
Hell no, I don't look like it. Don't.
But one thing you guys got to understand, the amount that's listed for each state is an average.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have people who are paying above it, but you easily, in even the highest states, which seem to be concentrated in the Northeast, where you say $1,000, there's people in those states that are paying $250. So don't confuse yourself to say, oh, well, the state of Mass is $1,100 or $1,200 or whatever it is. They are $250, $175 a month payers in those states. And the cost of rearing the child is the same for the kid on the low end to the high end. So even when we look at the conversation around marriage, and I'm a huge proponent of it. I love fucking being married. I can't be married enough. But the cost is still the same, as you always allude to, King.
Right. So I want to say, I think there's a discrepancy in philosophy between you and Darrell. Darrell said yesterday, I asked a question. I said, what is the correct percentage or amount for a man to give to his children? He said 100%. There should be no ceiling to how much you give back. And you're more fair in saying it should be based off salary. Like the government says, it's got to be fair, right? Where do we stand as a group of men and women in regards to child support, alimony, childcare, and custody? What is fair, or it doesn't matter? The woman's taking care of your child, you better give her whatever she wants to make her happy. What is it? And also, we keep on leaving alimony. Do you fellas believe in alimony? Do you believe that if you leave a woman, you're supposed to support her lifestyle until she finds someone else?
I'm gonna give you this. This is what I'm gonna say on this one right here.
Oh, damn, everybody jumping in now. Okay, one at a time, please, one at a time.
Yesterday, I gave three different models of the way the different states across the country calculate child support. Every state doesn't do it the same.
Yes.
Out of the three models, the one that I like is the income shares model, because it approximates how much money the parents would spend on the child per month if they were not divorced. Afterwards, each parent's specific income is assessed, and the amount determined by the model is split proportionately between non-custodial and custodial parent. What does that mean? That means if...
Hold on, that's JP's page. Sorry.
What does that mean? If it takes $500, if the courts determine it takes $500 a month to raise that child, the man makes $1,000 a month. The lady makes $750 a month. Just, I'm throwing that out there. What's going to happen is the amount that they contribute to that 500 is going to be rationally proportionate to the amount of money that they make, which makes total sense. And what that does is it also puts a certain level of onus and accountability on the mom, who is the custodial parent as well. And they take those things into account. So out of the three different that they have, that's the one that makes more sense to me. 100%, nah, man. No, I don't believe that it should be based. I'm from New York. I don't believe it should be totally based on 17% of the man's salary for one child, then 20% for the second, 25 to 30 for the third child. You get me? I like the one where they say, this is how much it's gonna take to raise this kid. How much do you make? How much do you make? Okay. And in certain states where they do income share, they also do compulsory recommendations for that custodial mother to find employment. That's what I got.
Any pushback?
I got some.
Ooh.
Now remember, I just talked laws. All I do is talk laws. That's it. I didn't make them.
No, I feel as though the law should match what we do. I give up 13 chromosomes and you give up 13 chromosomes going into this thing. So that's about how we should be paying for things, right down the middle. Now, do I believe that there may be some exceptions? If you and I agreed out the gate that I would be a stay-at-home mother so that we would provide this particular foundation for our children, and then things go off the rail, we need to make sure that we address the children's needs and my needs, because my needs were put on hold to take care of the children as we agreed upon. So as a result, yeah, baby, you have to come up off some alimony, not forever, but for enough time for me to be able to get on my feet, commensurate with what I put into our children, not the relationship. What I poured
I
into our
understand
children.
alimony. I understand. I agree with that alimony. No. I'm agreeing with her. I'm agreeing with her about alimony.
No, I know you agree with her, but she didn't say alimony. She said alimony.
No, she just said alimony.
No, she said alimony until I get on my feet. Alimony means, yo, until I get married again. Who's gonna take responsibility for me again?
Just to clarify, alimony is not till I get married. Alimony is specified by that judge or that magistrate. So there's alimony is specified by that magistrate. If they understand that person has a certain level of education, even if they didn't work for a certain amount of years, they take that into account and give them an opportunity to get on their feet. Now, if you went and you got you a mail order bride from freaking Ukraine, okay, and you brought her here, and she ain't do nothing but had children and lived under you, and you paid and you did everything. At the end of the day, bro, when you're not there, it's going to require a little more. So whenever you take on a woman that does not possess skills, does not possess marketable skills that can get them, earn them at least somewhere close, or at least 50% to 75% of the mode of living that they were accustomed to, that's when it's going to go to when they get married again. Because listen, the judges, they look at everything, so they can determine shit. If she don't got this motherfucker king who's been balling out on her, if she doesn't have this dude, man, she gonna be fine. So, you know, we can't allow her to get on public assistance. So we're gonna have to run up in King's pockets, because he took care of her so well, and she sacrificed her womb for 2 kids and all of that stuff, you know.
Brother, can I say one thing? Okay. Let me. Can I interject one thing?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I'm gonna interject and let you guys finish.
Right.
California is what they call a lifetime state. They don't care who did what, what. They go and look at. They say,
right.
Have
California is what they call a lifetime state.
Right.
They don't care who did what.
Somebody else got a.
Somebody's repeating.
Yeah. So California is a lifetime state. That means after 10 years. You have to pay her forever, period, in perpetuity, period, until she gets married. Okay, that's California. I know there's some other lifetime states, but it depends on the state you're in, how they determine alimony. Because California, the only thing that the judge is looking at is how much you're gonna pay. It's not how long you're gonna pay, because they already know based on the years you've been married how long you're gonna pay. But it's just how much are you going to pay?
Brother Clarence, is this true? There are some states that still may honor permanent alimony. Is that true?
Yeah. California. You got to pay until she gets married or until she passes away, unfortunately, or something like that happens. You have to pay. If you've been married over 10 years, that's why they tell you, if you're in a bad marriage, you need to start checking it at 9 years. Because if you're in the 10th year, and I'm telling you, man, you go past that 10th year, you're paying forever. And of course, the average
lump sum. Remember, or lump sum.
Not in California.
Wait. Meaning what? What does that mean? What does that mean? Lump sum after if that's in California?
No, California they don't do a lump sum.
They don't.
If you look at Bezos, you know, you look at a lot of the different rich people. You look at the majority of the celebrities that went through their cases, their divorces, especially in California. There was some that were actually going to be receiving alimony throughout the years, but then there was the ones that were with them for a prolonged period of time, right? They actually got a cut. Who's the biggest one? Johnny Carson. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got these people that are billionaires giving up half.
There's no,
I hear what you're saying, Chef. I'm talking about the regular, like us, cats like us with our boots on the ground. I mean, yeah, you got lawyers that you can pay, $8,000 an hour.
Hold on.
Negotiate stuff like that.
No, I feel you.
But I'm sorry, say that over, Brother Clarence, because it's noise in the background. Plus, somebody press mute.
Okay,
I'm
in my way I'm talking for regular cats like us on the panel. I'm talking about the regular cats. I'm not talking about like he was saying. He made a good point about Johnny Carson and Jeff Bezos. Yeah, because they got everybody on both sides got lawyers they paying $8,000, $10,000 an hour to sit down and keep coming back to the table negotiating. Most of us don't have that kind of money. And what woman is going to tell you, I want to go negotiate on a lump sum when I can get paid in perpetuity? The average woman is not going to do that because she don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to take her a few years to figure out what's going on. She's not going to come to the table and say, yeah, I mean, unless you're going to give her $14-15 million, yeah, she'll come and sit down at the table. But most of us, we don't have that kind of money. So they're going to say, just give me the $800 a month or the $1,000 a month or whatever until I can figure out what I'm going to do. That's what I mean, Chef. I hear what you're saying.
No, I got you. Let me just clarify. Let me correct you on something, Brother Clarence. Don't ever say you're not rich. Don't ever say you regular, bro. You the OG, my G. You are wealthy with knowledge. You understand?
Hit him with the sauce.
So I push back on that shit.
I hear you. I hear you, Chef, and I hear you talking spiritually. I was just talking bank account wise, but I hear you.
No, I got you,
my brother.
Yeah. So another question to you, because I feel like we have been ignoring the one of the pillars of co-parenting. No one's really talking about custody. None like that. None of y'all, everybody, when the men talk, we talk about child support, we talk about alimony, and sometimes the child care. But who's talking about custody? For me, from what I've seen, because I'm not married or divorced or co-parenting, from what I see is that for the most part, women get the bad end of the stick. And this is why I say that, because they're usually the ones that have the full custody of the kids, like most of the custody of the kids, right? And when they do, you know what you do when you give a woman custody of the kids? From Monday to Friday, pick them up from school, drop them off, feed them, do all this stuff while you're able to go and find another lady, date, do what you want, get money, and come on the weekends and take them to sports and stuff like that, right? And some people barely, hold on, JP. I'm just painting a picture. And some people barely do that, right? So this is why I say, wouldn't it be fair if you do give them extra money because you're taking away their time to find another person, or no? I'm just asking a question. I don't know if I believe in it. I'm just asking a question. JP.
Okay. First of all, you are defining Pookie and Ray Ray dating dirty bathwater women. That is not the case all over the doggone place. Stop. Right. All right. I admit that there are a lot of folks out here who either don't know how to parent because they saw bad parenting models in their lifetime, or we're parents now, what do we do, and don't know how to move. Okay. But those things can be addressed and taught better. We're doing a terrible job of having children seem like what it truly is. There is more power for a woman in being a mother and pouring into her children than it is to going to work at a Fortune 500 bank every day.
So you agree to that? The mother should have custody of the child?
No, I agree that an intentional mother should have custody of the child if the father does not want to share custody.
Okay. Pushback, anybody?
Rico, go ahead.
And now again, and I love you, JP. I love you, sister.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And I will tell you, as I told my story, being a single father. And I will tell you, I'm not Pookie, I'm not Ray Ray, I'm a rock solid. I was in the military, everything else. I will tell you, 98% of men, I'll give 98% of men a 15-year-old. Fine. Yeah, you can. I can send EBlack, King, Chef, any of your 15-year-old. give them a fucking 2-year-old. Half the men, half the fathers can't raise a 2-year-old with the fucking mother.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So wait, okay. But
I don't want to deal with
I didn't
that.
mention men before I finished.
And I'll just button it up because I think that that's where I always push back, even on for single mother, and I see all the problems they have. I see all the problems. But at the end of the day, a single mother on her worst day with a 2-year-old is infinitely better. And I'm not saying a bad mother. I said a single mother on her worst day is better than a single father with a young child, because I think that there are so many things that we're not born into this world to pay the nurturing to a
Wait, hold
child.
on. Someone said something. Truth is never fair. You need to come up here and back this up. He says the child should be with the father. It's statistically proved that men are better parents.
Okay, because hold on. Let me
Better at
hold
King,
on. Let me
Go ahead,
say.
David.
Okay, so like I said the other night, we should watch Dr. T.S. Johnson because this is something that he talks about. Because Black men, I'm sorry, let me just say men in general, because men who are living in the single father space are working outside of their nature. They do better than single mothers in some regards, because they have to figure out how to be nurturers when they are automatically providers. It's the exact opposite. Women aren't doing that. As single mothers, you're staying in your actual role as a single mother. You're still a mother, your primary role. You're just learning a couple of new things and you mistakenly pick up masculinity, right? But for men, they're actually learning the soft skills necessary to be better leaders, period. So they go further in that regard than single mothers do. They come out on the other side better in that regard. Their children come out different because they are learning, hey, my daddy had to struggle from deep-rooted masculinity to learn the soft skills to be able to be there for me.
I agree 100% with what you said, and that is every word you said is true. And I was that, but I was boxed into that. And a lot of us, I don't think I failed because, as I said last night, my children are okay, but I live with a perpetual level of regret that certain nurturing skills that a mother, as you say, naturally has. She's an expert. I was an amateur. I had to step outside of my box to become more empathetic than I normally would have been. And I did, because I'm a better man because of it. But I think that I did not give them what a mother could have given them, no matter how hard I tried, because that was not my natural state.
Right.
Hey, Rico, well, hold on 1 second. Rico, that was a good point. King, could you check backstage? And then I haven't heard from Diamond.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say really quick, I don't think that the child's going to benefit from just being with their mother or being with their father, because there's balance. So with a kid may need to be with their mother for maybe the first 5 years of their life, especially a boy, but it gets to a certain point where that mother can no longer guide that boy to his manhood. I'm not trying to compare our community to a different community, but in the Jewish community, they have bar mitzvahs, where these boys become men at 13. You are now a man at 13, and I'm pretty sure the father is now heavily not coming to the child's life, but teaching him certain things that he needs to know: money management, how to manage your money, maybe fixing something around the house. But I think there needs to be balance. I don't think a child benefits more from being with one parent than the other. They need to know how to be able to be around women and also be around men.
Right.
So
And I would just like to address
one
more thing. our culture specifically, and this is why I keep going back to us, our culture specifically has been run by single mothers for quite a long time. We've been raising the community. It's called the gynocracy. The gynocracy has raised men who move in a different way than is traditional to masculinity. That is part of the problem. Also, it has raised young women who are more masculine than they are feminine, so they do not naturally move into their nurturing roles when they become mothers today. They have a much harder fight ahead of them, which is why we are seeing young ladies whose children are picking up loaded handguns and shooting them live on air, because these women, young ladies, do not know how to be mothers. Their mothers did not teach them. My peers failed my children and theirs. While I put my head down and poured into my boys to give them foundation and truth, these women were out here running the streets, lollygagging, trying to be like their daughters, not examples for their daughters. So, excuse me. I believe that it does take both parents. It does take both parents at different times. Mothers traditionally nurtured from the 0 to about prepubescent stages. And then that's when fathers are more foundational and important. A mother is still necessary because she provides a softening to a father's discipline. We need each other. I may say things because I feel some type of way about the women who failed me and my sons, but we need each other. So why I would put my platform on hold for an hour to sit here is because right now I see at least 1, 2, 3 generations of Black men ish. Okay. If we can have this conversation now to get you all to see and understand, we need each other. You got to be there from birth to the end, no matter what. We can stop the Dennis Sperlings of the world and the SYSBM movements talking about Black men need to go their own way when we need y'all right here fighting for the little boys who look like you.
I agree.
Exactly.
Hey, hold on one second, everybody.
All right.
Let Darrel go. And then if you haven't already, please press the like button. If you haven't already, check out everybody's page. JP, are you staying for a while?
I'm going to be here until 45 after.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go with Darrel then.
Brother D.
What's good, everybody? JP, you know, I definitely agree with you because like we were talking about earlier with the child support situation, you know, I don't really believe in percentages and hey, I'm gonna give you a little bit, figure out the fucking rest on your own. You know what I mean? One of the reasons why I told y'all I went to war with South Haven, Mississippi, and I called their sheriff and told them, like, listen, I don't have to come down to your town and burn that motherfucker down, but my baby down there. So you gonna help me or not? And like I was telling you, like last night, JP, I don't ask people, you know, when it comes to doing right by Black people and doing right by Black families, I'm not gonna ask, you know, who's standing with me. I want to know who's standing against me. I want to know who's standing against these ideals. Make yourself known to me, right? For me, when it comes to Black kids, if we want to have a Black structure that's going to last, that's going to be sustainable, what kind of fucking sense do it make to not pour 100% into our kids? You know what I'm saying? That's not no shot to nobody on here. I'm just saying because for me, that's why I brought up, you know, where I come from in Detroit, we have a whole bunch of different talking figureheads. But the moment, you know, dudes ask them for, hey, bro, I need $20. I need some like mortgage money or something like that. They don't got nothing because you're not out here hustling. You're not making the moves you need to make, right? You can't really be out here talking. I think I mentioned this, the whole Bible quote earlier. Faith without work is dead. We are here to work. We're here to work for our families. We're not here to chill, save. You know what I'm saying? Save for us. No, we save for them. We save so we can put that in the will and they can get that. We don't save to take that to the grave with us. Diamond not saving his money to take to the grave. You can't do that. You can't spend money in heaven. Right? At the end of the day, you do that for your family. We're here to create legacy and to sustain legacy and to protect legacy at all costs. If it got to come to blood, then we're going to get there. But the topic right now, you know, is about family, in my opinion, and how do we sustain it? We sustain it by Black men. Like I said yesterday, if this was a football game, we blitzing now. You can't get another inch on us. We taking care of our kids. We protecting the Black community. And everything on the other side, that's white oppression, that's mass incarceration. Y'all, none of y'all can get another inch on the Black community no more. And it start with men like Diamond, brother Clarence, all of us holding the men accountable who feel like they can pick and choose when to be fathers, pick and choose how much money they want to give. You should have thought about that before you had kids. And maybe I'm in a unique position, like I said yesterday. I never been on child support, but I have been taken to court. I had to provide documents and all kinds of shit just recently, in the last 4 months, and I can pull all of this up right now on my computer and show y'all. Right? I had to the friend of court made me take this document to court. I went down there. They said you got to have the same document 4 times. I had to pay for the same shit 4 times. It was ridiculous. Yeah, bro. You need a copy and the judge need a copy, and then you got to go send it to this person. It was so much money and shit, but am I about to complain about it? Or you gonna make it happen? And for me, that's where it come down. That's why we men. That's why we strap our nuts on every day and we go out and do what we got to do. Excuses don't pay bills. You can't leave excuses in your legacy and your will. That's how I play it. With all due respect to everybody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on this one. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna speak to the difference, right? Just in terms of life experience and running and gunning. I always use that metaphor analogy. You go to the basketball court, you got the young 14 to 22-year-olds, and then you got all of a sudden you see some 50, 60-year-old OGs come to the court. They're not going to be able to run faster, jump higher, push harder. But what do you see? The ones with the socks all the way up to the knees and shit. Uncle Drew style, right? They play with finesse. They are able to play with a level of finesse so that so that they're able to maximize the effect of the movement that they make, right? Cool. So I say that to say, Darrel, yo, bro, everybody call you Darrel. I seen your video with your sister and your cousin. They call you Darrel, so I'm like, oh shit, he's Darrel, right? Right. So look, man. One thing I like about you is your running gun style. Your running gun style. You and I are a significant difference in age. You feel what I'm saying? It's like they also talk about the rookie cop thing where everybody, the new lawyer, the new social worker, I want to change the world. I want to change the world right fucking now, right? So, and there's no disrespect to you, my G. I can feel that in you. It's like, yo, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to do that shit. I'm going to change the status quo. I'm going to get these bitch ass motherfuckers. I get you, all right? I get you. But now, what I say is, when you say so, when I listen to you with all of the power and go, sometimes it can be an extreme to some of us OGs, right? So that's why I want to say it to you like that, where it's not really pushback or challenge. Think about this. There's more than one currency in this world, but we're going to just stick to 2. There's money, right? That you were talking about 100%. And there's this time. Time. If a man has to submit 100% of what he earns from giving his time, that provides him and affords him less time to be able to spend with that child and breathe the gift of fatherly life into him, which is experience, consistent correction, and consistent motivation, and just the simple man shit that we do when we push them out to toughen them up that the ladies don't like. The thing is, it's time, my dude. He gives everything up. What does that force him into? Because you said you got to hustle and get it. So now he's going to do some other shit that's going to create what I call the FATM, the fatherly ATM, where he now just becomes an open wallet. And when you do it like that, when you make the man, think about this. I'm trying to paradigm shift you a little bit. When you make that man give everything, what that does now is it puts all of the power of culture, of the upbringing, of all of that stuff, it puts it into the hands of the chick you left. or the chick that left you. You feel me? So I get what you're saying. You got what's that shit called? You got nitrous oxide in your tank, right? I might be pushing the rice burner 4-cylinder, but then the thing is, if you run your nitrous out too fast or too much, you're either gonna crash, spin out, or you're gonna burn it out, and then I'm gonna catch you in the last quarter mile. Does that make sense?
Hey, Chef, that sounds like an excuse, man.
I'm about to say.
Excuse? What excuse?
Hold on, Diamond.
You might have misconstrued what I said. Excuse?
Maybe.
Hold on. Let me make my piece.
It's peace, bro.
Let me make my piece real quick, and I'm gonna let Diamond go. That was spicy.
I
was about to say, I respectfully disagree. I'm not gonna say it was an excuse. I respectfully disagree. Let me give a small real life example. My rent here is about $1,500, a little bit, after they add utilities or whatever. I paid it through the whole year, right? Not to December, through the entire end of the lease, right? Because that gives me the opportunity to buy back time. I just bought back the rest of the year. So if I choose to say, you know what, fuck this work shit, I got enough money to last, to December, to whatever the time, I could spend every 24 hours with my daughter. I can do that. And that's why we did it, right? I said, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do it every year like this. That way, whenever we want to do, go on a vacation, we can do anything we want to do, anything we want to do, because I'm gonna make sure that we got the money to make, to cover us for months. So to me, I think the money thing is about covering your family to the point where you can buy back your time. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what kind of money we're talking here, but if you're making, 40, 50K in 30 days, you can buy back your time, right? That can last you for the next few months. And that's possible, because a lot of people don't think that, but it is.
Who the regular people making 30, 40K, 50K in a month? Can we get to the real numbers? People on average men make around $52,000 a year. Women make somewhere around 34, 38. Can we be real about them numbers? That's somewhere between $1,500 and let's just say $4,000 a month.
Recorded, JP. Those are recorded informations, right? It's some dudes that keep their money under their mattress. You'll never know how much money they got.
Okay,
that's being genuine right now.
Okay, but we're not going to give the Pookies and the Ray Rays that much credit. Listen, I know how you feel about the street life, so I apologize. Hold on, I do apologize for using the term Pookies and Ray Rays, because in some ways, money-wise, they're doing better. Are they raising better people? Can they make better foundational people if they are willing to commit crimes? That's topic for another time that I can't get into with the 9 minutes or 7 that I got left. Y'all can come check me out in those in at 7:20. We can talk about it then. But what I will say is this: we've got to be better and purposeful having these conversations about what we want to leave as the move forward point. Maybe this is what we've been doing, but what is the point that we want our children to move on and do better by?
Well, so I want to say one thing in respect to Darrel, and then Chef and Diamond can have their Coliseum session because it's getting real spicy. Darrel, I want to say one thing. Darrel is right in regards to men making auxiliary income and not reporting it, and women. And so I'm talking about legally. I'm not talking about illegally. I'm talking about legally, that they don't report to IRS. Some men might do party promotions. I know men that do party promotions and make, before the pandemic, they will make like $10,000 a night, $20,000 a night, because they bring an artist down. You'd be surprised. They make a lot of money. I know people that do festivals to Caribbean islands. Chef could attest to that. There's people that do one festival a year, and that's it. That's it. So I get what he's saying, but I also truly get what you're saying, JP. On the average, we're not making that much money like that a deal. But what he's saying is a reality. I've seen it in my own eyes. So he's saying if there's a will, there's a way. Maybe he doesn't have the will.
Yeah, I'm saying that, like, in order for you to make that kind of money, and I agree with JP saying as far as the people on that side, but you got to be affiliated with hustlers, and you got to want to be affiliated with hustlers.
But you're a Detroit player, so we know.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. Shout out to Smoke.
Yo, Haru bloodline is going in, man.
Can I just interject one point? And I agree 100% with you about the finances. My concern is, as I go back to having a lived experience, and God bless you for you, your daughter, and her mother. However, if God forbid she was not in the equation, it's not always about the finance. And all due respect to you also, Diamond, it's about the time. And that's where I always push back on fatherhood, which I think we're all great fathers, but I think we too often forget because, and you guys are, maybe half my age, you just ready to give up on your social life completely because to be a single father, that shit's dead. It's dead. And I wish every father, whether you're married or not married, I wish every single mother would give their kids to their father for 6 months. At the end of those 6 months, I guarantee you 85 to 90% of you guys will have a fucking different outlook on it. You really would. And I mean, give them to you, throw the money at you and just say, no, you take them, Slick. It's on you, because when you're having to raise children and they're going through mood swings, like I said, medical issues, it's just a plethora of shit that we just don't take into account. And all the money in the world ain't going to make that go away. You will be looking at your kids. And, I love my kids, but there were times where I didn't because of the hurt and the pain and the struggle. And I know that, mothers, I'm just saying, it's not always about the money. And more times than not, it's not about and that's all that's just what I just want to put into the conversation.
I hear you, Brother Rico. And let me make something clear. It's not just about the dollar. It's about teaching Black brothers how not to make excuses to stay fucking broke out here and not get your business taken care of. That's what it's about. It's too many men that's gonna go to their woman and say, McDonald's only paid me $500 for the last 2 weeks, and this is all we got. So for the last 24 whatever hours, you ain't had nothing. You couldn't do nothing. See, I'm around enough hustlers to understand that either your morals fucked up, you want to be, you want to be MLK, cool, you be MLK. And you keep going to your girl every 2 weeks and telling her that you don't got enough, that she got to be your roommate, that she got to go half on everything, that she got to go work as many hours as you working, right? You do that. And Hero, I'm not about to address you unless you cam up. I don't sound like Anton. I'm not talking about just money. But if you teach your son, hey son, here goes some lemonades. Go set up a stand, pour the juice out. OGs used to do this. You don't got to be a BMF. You don't got to be out here. You got a lawnmower. Right? Go mow some fucking lawn, make some money, and not make excuses.
I'm not going to front. Darrel, I'm not going to front. All the seniors in my neighborhood of Brownsville always say, back in the days when it snowed, the kids used to get that money.
Yeah. They get that shovel and everything. So why
now the kids don't do that anymore. So I'm not going to lie to you. That's real. So
Harold, all I'm saying.
Harold, you had an issue with Darrel. You say he sound like Anton. I didn't hear Anton, but how did he sound like Anton, brother? Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, what's going on, man? When he made a reference to how Chef was.
Well, he made reference to how Chef was. What did he say about Chef?
So I ain't say shit about Chef.
He didn't say anything. It was Diamond.
Diamond was the one who came for Chef, man. You gotta get your shit together.
Yeah, I said that, Chef's statement was an excuse.
Yeah, you did state that it was.
Okay, I wasn't. But before that,
I never said that.
The issue was when he told me to watch my mouth. Like he told me to watch my mouth. That's like, what you telling me that for? You ain't got no control over my mouth.
Bro, I said that respectfully because if you say I'm like Anton, then you get up here and saying that I was the one who told Chef some shit that Diamond literally said. Diamond, did you not say that shit? Or was it me?
Oh, say it again, Darrel.
Wasn't you the one who said that Chef made an excuse? Or was that me?
Yeah.
So exactly. So when you saying stuff like this and you confusing it with me, you sound like Chicago Rilla right now. I didn't mean it disrespectfully. I'm just saying watch your mouth if you don't know what you're talking about. That's all I'm saying. It's clear based on what you just said that you confuse me with Diamond. That's all I gotta say, man.
Woo. No, you gotta stop that, E-Black, because you instigating. You laughing, you saying woo. Somebody might take it the wrong way. Don't instigate because they having a friendly, gentleman conversation. But when you do that, it might trigger somebody and think he's trying to joke at him. Don't do
Okay, I
that.
get it.
That's not
Yeah,
fair.
because like I said, it was never about the money. It was so that we can teach young brothers to not make
Right.
excuses. Like you said, in New York, when the snow hit, that shit hit in Buffalo by the thousand. That shit be hitting niggas' roofs. There's no reason why you should be not making no money out here, bro. And too many black men put themselves in positions where they come with excuses with their woman and they team. And they wonder why they team fucked up, right? None of your team broke. Everybody, none of y'all get money because all y'all excuse makers.
And just to piggyback there, I agree with that 100%. I give no quarter to a man who
Somebody noise.
No, yeah, I know you solid,
I give
Rico.
no quarter to a man who cannot support his family, period. And I walked up and down the street with a fucking sandwich board on, being the guy that was spinning the sign for fucking used cars. There was no job that paid too little for me not to have to do to pay all of my bills to keep a roof over my children, my wife.
And see, the young fellas don't do that, Rico. That's what I'm saying. The young fellas, they gonna make excuses.
But I just knew it was more to that.
Hold on, Rico. I respect that. That's.
I want to hear what Diamond got to say.
I ain't gonna front. I could never do that. So maybe that's why I took the other route. I apologize, but I respect you for that. I respect you. I would have tipped you even more because I couldn't do that. Listen,
once you had kids, that'd change, bro.
Yeah, no, listen with kids. I'm gonna do it. Haru, so you had other points, not just that point. You had other points. Maybe you misheard that point, but you had other good points. That's why I wanted you to come up here, brother. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, I think that a lot of times black people, they attack the problems in our community the wrong way. The problem starts with us as a people. We practice in our community a lot of individualism. Yes. I got mine, you go get yours. We even do that within our own home.
Mm-hmm.
Father saying, no, this is my money, go make your own money. No other race of people does that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. And we always complain on why we're always behind.
Right.
It's a system in place to break us up. So we have to depend on those that are in charge of us. That's all you see all over the news. Oh, the government did us wrong. Why is the government doing anything for you? You're supposed to be doing it for yourself. Your people's supposed to take care of you. But we so busy hating, foolish things we can't take care of. But let a police officer gun one of us down. All of a sudden we come together for that. But we won't come together to build up the neighborhood or anything positive at all.
Hey, Hero, you know why I think that happens is because just like how, and I mean this respectfully, please don't take my words.
Yeah, go ahead. I know.
Like how, when
it's what you do.
Like how we had our little, interaction. I felt disrespected. I checked you. You came up. You checked the situation. Now we solid, right? Too many men claim that they leaders, claim that they got platform that's there to help people, but then they censor people. They don't parlay with other men, right? They let shit linger. Right, and that's the problem
because they don't understand. See, the problem is black people don't understand that they're at war. It ain't go away. It never went away. We've been under war for a long time. It didn't stop. It didn't die down. It's the same thing. They've been profiting off us. The white man, we still slaves in this country. It's just we're not just slaves for the white man. We're slaves for everybody else. The Vietnamese, the Korean. Who do the women go get their hair and their nails done? We make them rich. Korean people sell us fried chicken.
Right.
Yeah, Harold's. Am I saying your name right? Harold said something that was so important because.
And after this, address Chef. Because after this, he's not going to.
We'll get back to it, but he said something that was so important because, in terms, this goes back to marriage, back to the household. We don't know how to pull each other up. We don't know how not to be selfish. We don't understand that. Hey, me giving more is going to give me more.
Yes, we do. We know how to do right. It's just like how the manosphere complain about the black woman or she don't know how to act right. Yes, she do. It's about respecting one another. That's what we need to do. We need to learn how to respect one another. Because when you go to that job, you say yes sir, no sir, do all the rules he tell you give, you do that. And then when you come home, talk shit to one another. So we know how to do right.
Right, man. Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
we definitely know how to do
I'm glad we handle that like men, because, and that's why I said, and I love my brother E Black, but a little thing could turn something, make it go left. That's why I said when you see men talking, we just want to just fall back, because when it go left, then we can't stop it. Right now,
I forgot to mute.
Yeah, so we just want to. I'm glad it came peaceful, and then when it gets spicy, we can instigate after it gets spicy, but let's not instigate before. Right? Let them. And so, in the rules of engagement right now, Diamond and Chef, what is off limits? Why? Not okay. Go ahead.
Listen, man. Me and Chef don't really got no smoke. I just said that I thought his statement, you know, in terms of, and Chef, you can clarify me if I interpreted what you said wrong, because I might have. You were talking about in terms of being able to be in a child's life and get money, right? How, and you saying Darrel, he's trying to be a radical and take over the world or whatever, blah blah blah. But my thing is this: it takes somebody has to be a radical in order to inspire change. Right?
We've had so many. I don't mean to cut in. I don't mean to cut in. We've had so many radicals already.
I'm sorry, brother. It's
now. Let me finish my.
No, yeah, them too.
So for me, I'm 28 years old, right? That's good for Darrel. I don't know how old you are, but I would assume you maybe in your 30s, 20s, or whatever.
31, yeah.
Darrel's 31, so but he's still around my age. Having somebody in my age speak to people like me goes a long way.
That's
right?
the problem.
So I'm just saying, man, having people at your, not gonna say your level, but around your age who are talking about real things, not social media small things, but talking about real topics that's going to help better our community. We need somebody to bring that type of energy. That's it. That's what I disagree with Chef.
All right, so let me say this first, right? One of the reasons that I take long to talk sometimes is because I do something called parsing my words. I've been a master of the vernacular. I've been a junior member and also an adult member of Mensa, right? MENSA, you Google that shit. So the words that I choose, the vernacular I utilize, it's heavily fashioned, and I choose it specifically. Now, let me just say this, and I understand you saying you disagree, or you said it was an excuse, right?
Right.
If you Google an excuse, not the verb excuse, but the noun excuse, right? It's a reason or explanation put forward to defend or justify a fault or offense. So now let's talk about it. I didn't do that. I didn't excuse anything. What I did was I tried to give Darrel more or less a paradigm shift or a perspective change, or I gave him the different color lenses so he could see things from a different perspective. I see where you're going. Now watch this. I see where you're going. I see where Darrel's going. And that's extreme, radical gangster. The thing that our society needs to pull us to
gangster,
a certain place. Wait.
Okay.
You gotta walk with me on this. Let me walk you there, bro. So look, I understand that extreme radical gangster within times of crisis to pull people from the middle or from the other side. I get it. The only thing I did was actually ask him a question specifically based on the dichotomy between money and time. I'm gonna ask you a question now. So wait, I gotta ask you a question. No. I gotta ask you a question for you. And when I ask you that question, it's gonna make you understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Question. Do you have any children?
No.
Question for you. Watch this. Do you think you would be a good / great father? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So why the fuck would your time with your child not be worth it? I didn't say time as in time not to do anything else. I said that if you sacrifice every single penny, 100% as he stated, maybe that was an absurdity that he stated, right? But I addressed it like, come on, man, 100% of your money. that puts you in a position where you're unable to live, and I'm unable to be a real strong father, yo. You get me? If you a great dad, my G, you need time with that seed.
Money don't.
You need time with your seed. Say that again.
You need time, but money doesn't make you a man.
Nobody said. I don't know. We might be talking two different things.
That's what I'm thinking. So no,
he said, I didn't say money makes you a man. Money keeps your ass off the fucking streets, though. And this is with respect. I'm cursing. That's just passion. No disrespect.
No, it's all good, Chef. And money, yeah, it do keep you off the street. But I want to clear this up before I even say what I'm going to say. So, are you saying that time, making money, is more valuable than spending time with your seed, with your kids?
Bro, I don't understand.
No. Chef's saying the opposite. And Chef's saying that if I'm correct, Chef, please. What your rebuttal to me was if you're spending all this time going to make money, then that's less time you're spending with your kids, which is the most important thing.
Right, because he stated 100%. We were talking about child support percentages per state, right. And he said shit 100%, and I raged against that. Like, that shit is crazy. Because now you give 100%, then what do you have? You live nowhere, which means you're going to have to do more work and money. Listen, here's the thing. I didn't see you in the cast before, my dude. So I'm gonna say this. I normally say we need to understand the difference between money and time. Time is worth more. People value what they get paid per hour at a job and not even understand that 40 hours of their finite life. We ain't fucking infinite. 40 hours of their finite life every single week belongs to somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? So all I was saying is that, yo, man, you're going to give 100% of your shit. So then how you going to eat? How you going to get your ass to work? How you going to see your kid? Because now you're going to have to supplement those funds. That's all. So I'm thinking, I'm going to say this. I'm thinking maybe sometimes I twist things around in terms of the way I speak. I'm thinking that maybe potentially there was a little misunderstanding.
That's what I think it was. I think it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, my thing is this, man, and that's what I said to you, and I think that kind of resonated with you. If you feel that you would be a great dad, and then you and that lady you chose, you think she's whack now, and you don't trust her and you don't care for her, if you're gonna give 100%, that's gonna take away your time from you influencing that young king.
Absolutely.
That's what I got.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I misunderstood you, Chef. I was wrong.
Yeah, that's why
I appreciate that.
My rebuttal to that, Chef, like, and I agree with some points, and I agree with the premise basically, but that's why I said my rebuttal to that was, in my actual life now, my rent is paid for the entire 12 months, right? That way I bought my time back. I don't have to go 40 hours. I don't have to do none of that. And we got to speak about that, because that's why I use BMF as an extreme example, but everybody not clocking in 40 hours to make, $5,000 a month. They're not. And you'll believe, unlike, if you guys want to believe that a lot of people is just out here poor as fuck, that's not the case. That's really not the case, man. And it's a lot of people out here making that money without having to even press a clock in button or answer to anybody. And they're not doing it on the streets. They're not selling anything illegal, right? You get what I'm saying? Y'all use examples of people who are party promoters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. These things happen every day. I know photographers that make money. I know videographers that make money, right? I know people who are self-taught engineers who make websites and make programs.
I paid my way through college through Harlem Shaking. I did that. I paid my way through college.
Darrel, can I ask you a question? And it's not even a pushback, but it's just speaking on going back to what Chef said. So I know you have your daughter with you, and I think you said you had a couple of other kids, correct? Yep. Is there at least one that does not live with you?
So for the last few years, they all live with me.
Yeah,
they all live with me, and then their moms wanted the custody, right? Because I'm with who I'm with now, right? Now me, her, and her mom stay together, right? And for me, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be able to wake up to your kid every single day, right? My older kids are older, right? They're older. My oldest being 11 years old, right? But when he was living with me, it was the same situation where my daughter is now. I'm waking up to you. I'm making your food in the morning. I'm sending you to school, et cetera, et cetera.
I only ask again, like I said, it's not to shine a spotlight on anybody, but if you have a child that doesn't live with you, I'm going to the time the time discussion that Chef spoke of.
Right.
So me being a single father, so you know me, I always say, hey, whatever the percentage is, and a couple of people in the chat, I'm like, okay, it was like, to me, I go to the state say you paid X amount of dollars. I fucking paid it. I didn't care what the percentage was. I wanted to take care of my children. However, as I spoke of my two oldest children who I raised, and I got a 35-year-old son the entirety of his life, he got 100%. I didn't pay child support for them. Every fucking thing that I had, because he lived under my household, when I paid all my bills, this, that, whatever, him and his brother got it. Now, the children who did not live in my household, they got a percentage because of wherever the jurisdiction that they lived in, they made that determination, i.e. Georgia, Maryland, or wherever else. So, I don't disagree with you that if I wanted all of my children to live with me, it just didn't work out that way. And if they all live with me, then yeah, you motherfuckers gonna get 100% because that's the purpose of me working, is to provide for my children. Other than that, I'd probably be a beach bum if I didn't have children. I thank God for having children because it just kept me from probably being more fucked up as a person. Maybe I don't know.
I say this, Rico, because the way my situation works is like this. My sons and my oldest daughter who don't live with me. Mm-hmm. When I say I give them 100%, it's not that I'm giving everything that I have. I'm giving them 100% of what they need. So
there you go.
They come to me and say, specifically their mothers come to me and say, I need this amount for groceries. I need this. And at this point, I know what they need, right? I know what my kids like. I know what they eat. I know what they digest, et cetera, et cetera. So at this point, it's just routine. But when we was creating it, it was a conversation about, all right, you tell me what you need. And after I give you what you need, everything that the kids need is good. The rest of your money is for you. And that's why I gave the example to Chef. That's why I paid my rental for a year, because I don't want Leia's mother to have to worry about, coveting rent and bills and shit. No, for the rest of the year, make sure that we focus on our daughter. Make sure that we raising her right. And that's what I meant by buying my time back.
Right. So then we're 100%, because I think any good father would do that. I again, like I said, and I think that got lost yesterday in the chat, where I was like, yeah, I paid child support for my daughter, but if her mother called me for anything that she needed above and beyond that, I provided, unless it was just something that I just flat out didn't agree with. I didn't give a damn if I was printing fucking money. I'm not paying for a tattoo because I'm against it. And they would ask for crazy shit like that, but it wasn't that I wasn't covering my daughter. I didn't want her to have certain things, and her mother did, and she got it any fucking way, but I'm not paying for it.
Hey, all right, guys. Hey, guys. Yeah. Just to continue the conversation, Willie Dean just entered the chat. Brother Clarence, I haven't heard from you from a while, so we're gonna continue the conversation. You want to bounce off of that, Willie Dean?
Okay, listen, one more thing before Willie answers. Please, can you do me a favor? Can we get some solutions for those 4 pillars of co-parenting? I haven't heard solutions. All I hear is posturing to decide who's a man or not a man, or who or what we're supposed to do. I need solutions for the 4 pillars of co-parenting. Alimony, what is the solution for that? That's a fair solution. Child support, what is a fair solution? Custody, what is a fair solution? And the last but not least, childcare, what is a fair solution? We want to come to a solution.
I got an answer.
We have 3 hours for this. We all don't, I'm not doing 5 hours. I got you. You got it. But let me finish. I'm not going 5 hours today. We got an hour left to get to a solution. That's it. Please. Thank you.
The answer to all 4 of them pillars is family. Family. See, the problem is the mother want money so she can have possessions and things. But if you have family, it's a substitute for it. That's what that's supposed to be for. You're supposed to be able to fall back onto your family.
Hey, Haru, you know, that's good and all, but let's be honest. What is the
Why do you want to
solution?
go to the white man? Why do you want the white man to solve your problems and then later on point the finger at him as the cause of the problems? Get it right
Okay.
at home so you don't have to go to him.
I
Now, I respect that. I respect that. But right now we're in the society where white people do that, and we're in that society. So what is the
Why you got
solution?
don't copy off them? Don't copy off them.
Don't copy. Good. Good. So you would tell a woman that or a man? I'm trying to get you to go deeper, man.
So you said, what would I tell a man who's in the situation?
Yes. Give us some examples.
Call your mother, call your father, call your brother, call your uncle, call your family.
Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely. I'm gonna go ahead and go and get my.
Because watch this.
over.
Listen, watch this. Listen, I used to be a correctional officer. It's nothing but black people in there. I didn't see no Arabs. I didn't see no Asians. They break law just like we do in this country. They do. Why are we there and they not? You want to know why? Because their people, they don't call 911 when they got problems. They call the father, the uncle, the cousin, and they deal with it in-house. Literally. We call the white man. That's also the problem.
All right, Willie, are you done making your point? Haru, I don't want to cut you off, but I think
No, I'm
Darrel,
done. Go ahead.
Darrel, you about to leave?
No, I ain't about to leave. Willie can go ahead. I can go after him.
Okay.
No, I mean, I just wanted to say, mention something that Hero just mentioned. Like, that's not the reason. Like, we were intentionally targeted by the police. You know what I'm saying? We were seen as a threat to society. So, a lot of the brothers that's in jail, like, would be out on the streets if they were a different color or if they were a different race. And you can see that's real evident in the news and everything today. How many white people, and I hate to bring up race and color, but it is what it is. How many black judges do we have? How many black people do we have on these panels when these brothers is in a courtroom getting judged? You know what I'm saying? How many brothers do we have in jail that's locked up for minor things that to other races it'd be just a slap on the wrist?
Your name Will, right?
Willie Dean.
Will, right?
Willie Dean.
Okay, Willie
You know my
Dean.
name, brother. You know my name because you're Mr. Panther.
No, I'm not
You're
Mr. Panther.
You're Mr. Panther, brother. It's all good, bro. I know you're Mr. Panther. It's all good. You don't have to change your name on here, bro. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm
your picture on my Cash App, brother. Your picture on my Cash App.
Nah. You got me.
I'm not going to show
bro.
I'm not going to show everybody, but you know.
No, I don't. But you got me confused. You definitely do.
I don't have you confused. Your pictures
this is
right
my
here on
first
the
time.
screen.
This is.
Hold on.
Listen. I'm usually on the PEEF. I came over. I'm usually on the PEEF. This is my first time coming over here.
You're the same brother that was in the chat, and you said you wasn't gonna come back, and you back, and I'm happy that you back. I'm happy that you back, brother. I'm enjoying conversation.
All right, I can't fix your thoughts, but this is what I'll tell you, man. You mean to tell me you never lived in the hood?
I have lived in the hood.
How many people you know sell drugs?
All my uncles sold drugs.
Okay. So what are you talking about being targeted by the police? Because I read the case files. I've heard the confessions. I used to be a correctional officer. I know these guys by name. They tell me all the stories. Yeah, I did it, this, that, the other. And you telling me that it's the white man's fault. That's literally what you just did.
You didn't say that.
It's called taking accountability,
I'm not saying it's the white man's fault. But I'm sorry.
Hey, we're gonna be respectful. We're gonna allow each other to have our point.
Hold on.
Because I'm tired of hearing that, yo.
No.
Oh, it's the white man's fault. No, it's your fault.
When you done,
I never said it's the white man's fault.
Yeah, he never said that was the white
man.
You
literally did.
No, he didn't. We could backplay. I wouldn't lie about that, Haru. And then also too,
He said we are targeted by the police. That's what he's saying. He's saying
we're
it's the
targeted
racist
by the
white
police.
that put him in jail.
They're targeted.
Is the police are the police only white? I didn't say that, bro.
Right.
Oh,
that's number one.
okay.
And then two, Haru, on all due respect, when Darrel said something, you said what? You said the same thing to, you tried to say the same thing, you didn't, but you tried to say the same thing to Will, and you didn't like when somebody tried to do it to you. So we just want respect. You get what I'm saying?
I didn't say nothing rude. Yeah,
you
that's
said
all good.
Yeah, we just want respect. That's all. I'm just saying at the end of the day, we're not gonna always agree at all. We just trying to get to a solution. And you said family. And when you said your solution, you said you was done. No one interrupted. But he's giving a solution and you chime in. We just want to get to a solution. I don't know what's going on, but we want to get to a solution.
Let me go ahead and say this, guys, because I agree with the whole point before everything, went to shit, right? I agree with the whole point that family and community need to stay first, right? Family, and that's why I hold men accountable, because it's, we want women to be accountable for shit that we need to be accountable for. I'm just sorry, bro. That shit is lame as fuck. And anybody who feel that way, I'm sorry you feel that way. But maybe you need to really open your eyes up to understand the role that you have here as a man. Your role here is to provide, to protect, and to commit to your family, to your community, to die for them, to go out there and work for them, to make sure that, but hold on, Haru, because you was talking about people selling drugs, and no, I live in,
My point was that they were breaking law. That was the point. It was the concept of breaking law, not the drugs specifically.
But I understand that, brother. But you talk to somebody who also educated, and we talk about, and that's why I side with Willie Dean, because I also have read plenty of public cases, right, where people that was black was charged twice as much with the time and everything for the same exact crime, same priors and everything, right? This is the problem that I have with motherfuckers like the dirty pastor. So I understand that we're talking about
the judicial system is against us.
Hold on,
the judicial system
Haru.
is definitely against us.
You,
that's why we got to do right.
Will said. What the difference? What the difference? Will said it's an institutional thing. So you're saying that it's our fault, but he's saying it's an institutional thing. Institutional racism has nothing to do with color. It has something to do with the institution itself placing consequences on us that's not equitable in society. So what
I'm speaking of the count. I'm speaking of what you can do, not those that fall victim. I'm talking about what you can do. Every guy that's in prison, listen, every guy that's locked up was not picked on by the judicial system. A lot of guys actually did the crime.
Okay, I get what you're saying now. And this is the problem that we have. When we talk, we don't talk in absolutes. Maybe you interpret that, but we don't talk in absolutes. It's not everybody. We understand that.
Yeah.
So now can we move forward? It's not everybody. So how can we move forward to a solution?
Fix the problem in the community. Promote positivity, promote family, promote marriage, promote responsibility. We might not be able to change us today, but we can change us tomorrow. The children. That's who you got to put this truth into, because right now you're battling against the media. The media has your children.
Can I say one
thing?
Can I?
Let me say something real quick, if you don't mind, brother Clarence. I'm gonna be 30 seconds, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I agree with a lot of the points that Hero making, but to me, the media, all this different shit, these are entities controlled by men, white men in particular. So when we talking about, we gotta do this, who gonna do it? Black men. That's why the responsibility for the rise and fall of the black people is on our shoulders. It's just that motherfucking simple. We don't got to make this an hour long. That's the solution. Kings come together and figure out the solution to these problems. And all that wait until tomorrow shit, we don't got to wait till tomorrow. We are here today, right? It's not going to come to fruition tomorrow, right? We're not going to get the result tomorrow, but we don't need to waste no fucking time. We know what the solution is. The men need to put this shit on their back and carry it. It's just that simple. I'm
Can
done.
I say something? Can
That's
I say
good.
something
Hey,
now?
hey, Clarence, that was really good. I'm gonna let you talk. I was really good. So far, I got family, I got black family, and I got men putting it
Yeah,
on
but
their
let him
back.
finish.
Yeah.
He was
Okay.
interrupted.
No, I mean, you know, you talked about the 4 pillars, Ken. You were like alimony, child support, custody, and what was the last one?
Childcare.
Childcare. Okay.
All right.
I mean,
Go ahead, brother.
even though the women play a major part in the nurturing and in the things that a man can't do for a child, like I feel like the men have the majority of the responsibility because the men are supposed to be the protectors. Okay, so even if the man is not in the household, it's his responsibility to not only protect his family, but provide for them. Make sure that they in a comfortable situation, comfortable living situation, so that that kid can be grown up in a healthy environment. You know what I'm saying? Because how many toxic relationships ultimately end up spilling on the kid, and then his life gets torn into shambles. So you know that's all I would say about the subject. You know, the responsibility falls the majority, not all of the responsibility, but the majority of the responsibility falls on the men. So if whether you in the household or not, it's the man's responsibility to provide and protect his family. You know what I'm saying? So that's just
Thank you.
Can
Go ahead,
I
Clarence.
interject now? Let me interject a few things, brothers. Okay. As far as solutions for the 4 pillars that was being discussed, the best way to handle all of that is to pick the right woman to mate with. There's a science to mating. There's a science to dating. If you vet the woman better, we won't be having these broken families. But the reason why our families are breaking up is because we as men are looking for things in women, and we don't know what we should be looking for, and we don't figure it out until we been through a couple of different women. Whereas if we start out already knowing, now that's the point. How do we know? Well, the problem is, here's the second problem is, there's so many single mothers out there raising their sons. So the son never gets to see the interaction between the father and the mother, and then he can see the father's example of what to look for, the strong points that the father is really in love with about the woman, about the mother. That is the problem. The next thing is, how then can, I agree with Darrel, if we as black men are the solution to this whole problem all over the world, we are the solution. Once we get our stuff together, everybody has to fall in line. But until then, how are we going to govern the outside world? We can't even be in a. That's why I was talking about marriage. Marriage is, it takes you to a higher level. You're a man, but then when you get into marriage, it's going to take you to a higher level of being a man, because in a marriage you have to learn how to compromise. You have to learn how to work with somebody. You got to learn how to work with somebody when you're mad. You got to learn how to work with somebody when you're sad. You got to learn forgiveness. You got to forgive people. It ain't like us. We men, right? I don't like you. You don't like me. We get old. We get into it, and then we forget each other. We forgive each other later, right? But now you got to forgive somebody you got to get in the bed with. You got to forgive somebody that's preparing your meals. I mean, that's a serious situation. So, plus, your children are looking at your interaction. How do they learn how to forgive? How do they learn how to deal with other people? And a lot of that comes off the father. So that's why a lot of our young men, they don't know. A lot of them can't even take an L. Girl tell them, I don't want to give you my number. They want to go upside her head and all that, because they don't know how to take an L, because the father ain't even there to show them how to take L's, right? So my opinion is, the best way to handle all 4 of those pillars is we as men got to start vetting the females in our lives better. We got to look for what we want in a wife. I don't care, even if you dating, look for what you want in a wife. That may slow you down on the sex part, but it's going to be better in case something happens. Because in this society, the Caucasian society, well, all Caucasian societies, they've always looked for ways to rip responsibility away from the sex. They tried the the pedo way, the homosexual way, the bestiality way. They try all these different ways to take responsibility away from the sex. So now they pushed it down to us. We got to come back to our original teachings where responsibility is woven into our society, is woven into us. We already think that way. We don't need no books we don't need no law books to tell us how to be to each other. We already know. We instinctively know that already. But when we in a society that has so many different ways you can go adrift, that's when you need all of this other stuff. So in my opinion, brother, that's the best solution is find a way to vet your woman better. Learn how to look for things that you would want in a wife instead of just fat booty.
Well, I want to say two things. One, I'm still going to love my fat booty ladies, but I won't marry you. I won't marry you. He has a point. I'm still going to love you. However, but I want to say one thing. I think all three of you guys, Will, Darrel, and OG Clarence, brother Clarence, you're saying the same thing, because for you to pick the right woman, to vet the right woman, you have to be a whole man yourself. You have to know that. You have to know thyself. So I think y'all all leading to the right. So we have a step. Men, know who you are. Be the best version you can. Next step, pick the right woman. Right. But this is all preemptive. Critical. This is all preemptive. This is preemptive. I'm looking for solutions for the brothers, because there's a lot of brothers that's in the situation. If
they in the situation, then you already know. Once a child comes out of I, as a man, I have the live germ. A woman only has the X chromosome. I have X and Y. I'm going to decide the sex of the child. I'm going to decide what she's going to look like. I'm going to decide everything because I have the live germ. Woman, her orgasm doesn't have any live germ in it. Mine does. Therefore, that's going to make me more responsible. So I'm going to have to sacrifice more. I'm going to have to walk into the situation. I have to expect that I'm going to be looked at to sacrifice more than the woman who's not even given live germ. She's just an incubator. Basically, she's just the incubator. And she has nothing to do with that. She didn't set herself up to do that. That's something God did to her. So she's not even responsible for that part. So I'm at me as the person who gave her the live germ that made her, put her in the incubation stage. Now I have to accept that I have some sacrifice. I can't run around with my friends anymore because I got to make sure this incubation process is going to go the right way it's supposed to go. I got to be there now. So fatherhood is all about sacrificing. You got to sacrifice, like Brother Rico was saying, you're going to have to sacrifice your money, your time, whatever. And I don't mean, even if you're a single parent, you're going to have to sacrifice. But even if you with both parents, you're going to have to sacrifice. I got money. Can I go to the casino? No, because these babies need diapers. I got to go. I got to do this. Right. So it's all about sacrifices. And you learn sacrificing by being in a situation, a structure like marriage or a long-term relationship where it's structured so that you have to learn how to sacrifice. That brings you into a higher level of manhood. That's all I'm saying. In my opinion, that's the best solution. Brothers, I got to go. It was an honor speaking to all of you, brothers.
Honor.
Man. And I hope we meet down the road.
Peace, brother Clarence.
We appreciate you know what it is.
And we apologize about the time. We apologize about the time. You know, things get kind of wild in here. And I seen you being really patient and really, really appreciate you taking your time, man.
You have the VIP pass back here.
It's always worth it when you're talking to real men. It's always worth it.
Thanks, Brother Clarence.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Take care, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
Salute.
All right. The next person I'm guessing would be Chef. If you want to add into this conversation, and then we can go to Rico, and then we can swing it all the way back around and open it up, or whatever y'all want to do.
Well, Chef,
I got you. Right. This conversation has been bending a ton of corners, man. It's been bending a ton of corners. I don't believe that you guys are actually, and here's the craziest thing, kind of like what happened at the end of yesterday's show. I don't actually think that you guys are arguing against each other. I really, really do not believe you guys are arguing against each other. You guys have strong feelings on a particular stance. But what I'm noticing is the stance, like for instance, and this is no shots to you, Diamond. Diamond misconstrued something that I said, that I stated earlier. He misconstrued it as an excuse to something, right? It wasn't an excuse to something. When he gave his piece, as he was letting me know how he felt, I understood exactly what he was saying. And then once he understood that what I was trying to say in terms of my articulation, it was like, oh, okay, my bad. All right, I get it now. When it comes to Haru was laying down some facts at first. And I'm going to be honest with you, right? No smoke or nothing, my G. At first, I was like, whoa, this dude is coming in hot and heavy in this chat over here. Like, is he trolling? We spoke. All of us spoke. We heard you articulate yourself. You're eloquent. You're articulate and eloquent brother, fam. No doubt. And then in what you were saying, I'm like, oh shit, yeah. He's straight up. He's right. All of us aren't actually arguing. All of us are actually kings. Right now, we got 8 boxes on this screen. We got 8 kings here that represent 8 separate kingdoms. What's going to be important, watch, we the United Nations in this shit right now. All right. What's important to Ghana is going to be different than what's important to Haiti. What's going to be the cases that's important to the US is going to be different than Liberia, than Azerbaijan, than Ukraine, and whatever the case it is, man. What I like to do, especially when there's tense moments, peace is not just me telling the person to stop or telling them to stop. What I try to do is find that point of inference within the desert for them 2 parties. I'm trying to find that point of inference. And what was so ill, I had to pull back because I was like, yo, they disagreeing. Oh, nah, hell no. What I use for myself, instead of going in, I kind of pull back. And then I start to look and put myself in the Haru costume, put myself mentally in the Diamond costume. And that's where I feel that I'm at my greatest. Crushing somebody is not crushing somebody. That does nothing. That does nothing for the environment. Coming to a level of agreement and understanding where they are, where I am, and then where them points connect, that point of inference, that's the power of what I bring, because then it builds up the community as well. You feel me? So, yo, man, like I got goosebumps off this shit. Y'all dudes are talking some powerful stuff. Haru, Diamond, Rico, EBlack, Troublemaker King, you know what I mean? Willie, and then Big Mom with the black hat. We building right now, man. We building right now, and I'm not telling you anything about what you're saying, but y'all building right now. I'm just talking about the way y'all making me feel, because this is some real shit right now. Like, we have differing ideas, but I'm able to sit here from the periphery and be like, damn, yo. Like, I've been quiet for a minute. I'm like, damn, yo, even with Clarence, I'm like, oh shit. Yo, we talking some real stuff with no insults, with no ad hominem attacks. I'm proud to be a black man tonight. Thank all of you gentlemen for doing that. Straight up, man. It's some real shit.
I definitely appreciate it, and I love everybody's perspective, because everybody thinks a little bit differently, even though we may be thinking about the same mission or trying to get to the same destination, But just like in life, everybody has a different path to make it to their destination, and everybody can learn by the path that other people take. One thing that I wrote down, because sometimes when everybody gets a go round, you lose your train of thought. So sometimes I have to like jot some stuff down so I don't forget it, because I don't want to interrupt somebody while they're cooking.
Same way.
While somebody's cooking, like I really hate to interrupt what they're saying. But one thing that has helped me, and it may be able to help some of you brothers or the people that's in the chat or the listeners or the watchers or who watch it tomorrow. But one thing that's helped me, and it's like, it's not always what somebody says or how they're saying it, but the message in what is being said. Because a lot of us get caught up like, oh, hold up, this dude raising his tone. Oh, this dude is talking crazy. But a lot of the times we get distracted by that and miss the message. So we miss what we could be benefiting from just because we didn't like the tone of somebody's voice.
That's a fact. That's why I don't censor people or anything like that. Even my frat brother said, he said, "Yo, I got smoke for you too, kid." But when he said that, I listened to him and he had a message. Diamond had a message. He raised a great question. We can't be sensitive. We're men. It's testosterone. It's testosterone. We're gonna say things, but you gotta check yourself. You gotta have self accountability. You gotta check yourself. So I agree with Will. You gotta check yourself, and we gotta move with a little bit less power and more grace, because grace is what's gonna get us to the finish line, and grace is gonna help us solve the issues with these 4 pillars. Because what I'm hearing right now is, and it kind of leads to what Haru says. If we are training the right men and they are vetting the right woman, then we can always go to our families for support that we're getting from instead of going to the government. That's what I'm getting from this. That's what I'm getting from this. So we are doing what we need to do. And see, look, I thought Will was going to send his goons, but look what he did. You know what I'm saying? Because
Will was going to send a starting 5 on your ass.
Now he ain't going to send his goons, he's a CEO, so he don't want that. You don't want that type of smoke. So at the end of the day, yeah, so but
I'm all about peace, bro. Uplifting the brothers.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm never gonna bring another brother down. That's not my style.
Right.
It's not my style.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I told you, in the corporate room, on any sport, it's aggression. We all aggressive. We got tests. We all aggression. It's like we all want to be that dude. We all can be that dude. But what happens is we definitely need to get solutions, because I'm telling you, if we do not solve this issue, we're going to have the government or the institutions raising our children and telling our women what to do. And that's when we lost. That's when we lost. This is why we're running away from no disrespect to EBlack. That's why the most views we ever got was the black woman running to the church, but the black man's running from the church. There's a disconnect and hatred for institutions running our lives. We hate institutions telling us what to do, especially if you come from African American brothers come from slavery, Caribbean African brothers come from imperialism and colonization. We hate people running our lives. So we got this freedom now, and we're rebels. We need to really sit back and figure out what we're going to do amongst each other and understand that we all could be leaders. We don't have to follow one person. Everybody steps up when it's their time to step up. I had to go. EBlack stepped up and hosted the whole thing. He stepped up. I didn't have to tell him. I told him when I went downstairs to get my food, but before that, he was doing it anyway. So let's just step up to the occasion, rise to the occasion as black men, and find these solutions. Because at the end of the day, if we lose our woman and we lose our children, it's our fault. It's our fault. You feel me? Don't get it twisted, though. I do like them Spanish girls and Asian girls. So we lose them. I don't count. I mean, it's all right. I'm fucking with y'all, but I'm not fucking with y'all. So at the end of the day, seriously, like at the end of the day, we really gotta really take care of our women and be the leaders that they want. But once again, what is fair? What is fair? And from what I'm hearing is, let me know if I'm wrong. Fair is not getting into a situation to begin with. Is that fair?
Come on, guys, don't be quiet now.
Yeah, is that fair?
Hey, King, what do you mean by that? Like,
based on what they said, based on what OG Clarence said and everybody else said,
yeah.
like if you pick the right woman, you wouldn't have this mess.
I agree to that 100%. I'm not mad. I'm not mad or anything like that. But you know, of course, I dated. I'm only 28, but you know, my past relationships, I've learned lessons, right? And those lessons showed me that those women weren't the right fit for me and what I wanted. You know, and I'm currently with the girl I'm with right now. I personally believe she's the right fit for me, based off of my past experiences and what I want. So
is she next to you right now? That's why you saying that? Or you mean?
She sleeps. She sleeps. She just
okay, good. Okay.
Did she cook the chicken?
Yeah.
Did she cook?
Whisper.
Right.
You know, so like me personally, like you know, I'm from the hood. You know, black kid from the hood. So you know, most of the girls that I'm attracted to and I dated were black girls. The current girl I'm with, she's Indian, but however,
that's what I'm talking about.
Crazy thing. But the thing is, one thing that you know, I never dealt with a person like her before, so I value her. So I'm like, this is the right person for me. So back to what you're saying, like the point of is it fair or not? You know, on us, it is on us to choose the right person. Answer your question, yes. We have to make sure that we're taking our time when we're laying down with these women and really vetting them and really trying to understand them and find and learn ourselves to see if these women are a right fit for us.
Let me ask you a question. I think our son said we should do a thing on interracial dating. So hopefully you could come back for that. I think we might do it. Today is Wednesday. We might do it Friday. So come back for that. Tomorrow we got a bigger topic to talk about, but I would like to do interracial dating. So Marisol, remind me to do that on Friday. And hopefully he comes back. So dealing with her, is it different dealing with a black woman in regards to the fact that you don't feel like you're gonna make the mistakes that other black men have been making because she is the right woman because of her cultural values?
Well, no, my you know, she is first generation American,
right?
So she's American, right?
Right.
You know, but there's things that I don't even think she realizes that she took on from her mother in her household, right? She grew up with her mother and her father. So she enjoys cooking. She enjoys cleaning. Of course, I clean too, but I'm not a cooker. And that's just me being real. You know, and those are things that I value in a woman. You know, can she cook? Can she clean? Can she take care of herself? You know, and all those things. I never experienced that with a black woman. You know, typically the black women.
What do you mean take care of them? You mean health and fitness?
Oh, say it again.
When you say take care of us, do you mean health and fitness? I
mean, just I don't think I'm getting what you're saying, kid.
When you say she takes care of herself, do you mean health and fitness?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a personal trainer. She comes to my classes, right? Let me get into the deeper. This is what really you know, stuck with me the most. She's willing to help me with my business. You know what I'm saying? And I think with that's I try to get women, yo, do this for me, take a picture, take a video. Why you mad? I'm asking you to help me when I'm trying to do this to benefit you. You know, if you have my children, right? My success is your success. So, you know, just her, you know, her parents had businesses together. So she has those qualities and she supports me 100%. So that's what, you know, that's what I admire in her the most. You know, it's not no backlash ever. You know, whatever you need me to do, she what, and she'll do it. You know, so having that support, it propels me to want to go harder. Because I know with having that help, I can go further with this business and it'll, you know, benefit our family. But go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Now that's dope. You know, and I'm extremely happy for you, and I'm happy you found the one. The interesting thing you said she's Indian.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Because I have a lot of friends. The interesting thing is, like, if she was in India, you know, you would have missed out on the opportunity to find her because they do a lot of arranged marriages there.
Yes, like her parents had an arranged marriage. Yeah.
Right. So you know it's you know I'm happy that you were able to find your lady because you know it could have never happened if her parents stuck with that tradition of arranged marriages. So
definitely
that's dope. That's dope.
Yo, so let me ask you a question. You know, because we could I want to make this clear. because we date outside of our race doesn't mean that we love the woman in our race less. Just make that very clear. You make that very clear because a lot of times people feel that way, and it makes it. I actually think, because I'm a war strategist. My second job is being a war strategist. I actually think black men should date out their race because once you have a child, that child is black. So we add more to the army. Be honest with you. I'm a war strategist. I don't look at it like y'all look at it. You feel me?
That's a different war, King.
Yeah. So when I in the future, I'm going to impregnate several races, but they always be all black. Right? What you gotta say, Rico? What you gotta say, Rico?
He's the United Nations of dick.
Okay. I do want to slow down the conversation just a little bit because, with all due respect, Diamond, yes, you're not the only person on the panel in an interracial relationship.
Right.
I have a Hispanic wife.
Hello.
My wife is Salvadorian. She's from El Salvador.
Okay.
This is my third marriage. My first wife was black. My second wife was black. My baby mama was black. I love all my children are the product of black love, black women. Of course, now my third marriage, I was much older. I was beyond having any more kids. This was just someone I fell in love with. I don't want us to press the narrative because I don't love my wife because she's from El Salvador. I love her because she was there she came at the right time and the right season, as they say. And as I said, they say this, I had 10-year breaks in between.
Wait, hold on, Rico, hold on. We saving this for Friday, but we might have to get a little juicy. I'm gonna give 10 minutes. Hold on. A lot of women are saying no, the child is not black. They're biracial. That's not true. But if you want to jump in and say that, it wasn't just Anifa, it was Bianca too, who showed up late. But it was Bianca too. So if y'all want to come up and help us explain why the child's biracial, let me know.
I agree with that, by the way.
I agree with that too.
And my child is black.
I have biracial grandchildren. I agree with that. But that's I didn't even want it to get off the rail on that. But I just wanted to say that again, while I love my wife, I don't feel anything special about her because she's of another race. As I said in the LaQueef group, my Hispanic wife, listen to me no more than my
you
black.
are rubbing off on people.
I'm sorry. No, but it was for real because that was a conversation where I took offense, where we always try to correlate how black women behave. And I was like, well, I must have a type because my Hispanic wife don't listen to my ass no more than my black wives did.
That's a fact.
They're the same. So this whole concept where people get off into, the white woman, I'm like, no, that's bullshit. It just isn't, and just don't buy into it. And I get, what you're saying with the support, but I just, and I believe everything you're saying. I just don't want that message to land on sisters to make them feel like, because I know that I could have found an equally as supportive black wife the third time around. I just didn't.
And Rico, man, let me clear that up too. Because my first preference is black women. So that doesn't degrade a black woman. Just like you said, how your wife came at the right time in your life. Same thing, man. I wasn't even black women are beautiful.
First preference.
Just because a man dates outside his race does not mean he does not love his own people.
But here's the thing. Listen, my first preference is the pretty woman.
No, my preference
has to do with race.
Can I be
right?
Yeah.
My preference was who's going to tolerate and deal with my old fat ass at that age. And I knew I was not as a man. You have to realize, especially if you've been married and divorced twice, okay, you a tall drink of water. So I also, and I didn't go looking out for anybody outside my race. I just looked for, who I thought would deal with me in the long run. This is where I landed. And I'm happy I was scared to death that I would never find anybody else to want to marry me. I'll be honest with you. I felt like the bullshit where certain people say, buy a dog, die alone. I was feeling like that. I was feeling like a woman.
Listen, like I said, I don't think it's about race. I just think, for example, I think men are visual creatures, and there's beautiful women in every culture, in every ethnicity, in every race. So I think it's a beauty thing. It just so happens she happens to be a part of this, and then becomes a value thing. It just so happens she's a part of that, right? I don't look at it like that. And the reason why I might get pushback is because people want us to continue to be with our own woman, which is nothing wrong with that. But you can't hurt us if we decide to be with women outside our race. Like, it's not, to me, it's like, I don't get mad when a black woman marries a white man or a Asian man or a Latino. I don't get, why am I getting mad for? That's who stepped up and stepped up and said, I'm gonna marry you. I didn't do that. So I respect him, because I'm not gonna do that. Because y'all tend to let yourself go after a certain age anyway, to be honest with you. So I'm not dealing with that.
Well, and then let me go back and button up the close up on the 4 pillars before we get off the line. And I only bring that up because you did bring it up, and I just wanted to add a little bit more of a layer context. And I did want to. I always fight for our sisters. I got a black daughter. I got a black mama. I got a black sister. I got black granddaughters. I'm gonna fight for their fucking asses until I leave this earth. Period. Full fucking stop. I'm 100,000% invested in black women, irregardless of the race of my wife. And I'm a black man. That shit doesn't get lost on me, so y'all can miss me with the bullshit. But going back to the 4 pillars, I think the pillars was child support, custody, child care, and alimony. The only word that comes to me, and I kind of button it up with almost most of the panelists on the group, is the word acceptance. So, and acceptance isn't saying that it's totally fair, but I think that when the 4 pillars that you brought up, you're talking about the relationship, and I get all the, pick properly, but I'm like, well, that ship has sailed. If we're on those 4 pillars, the picking properly is done. And it's in the realm of reality, as EBlack said, that it's broken for whatever reason. So I look into what, where Hiru says, I think you need to accept that, hey, you may end up having to have a different or a new family structure. I look at what Darrel says, where, okay, in this new family structure, hey, you have to step the fuck up and be that provision for this new family structure. I look at what Willie D says. That family structure now is about the children first. And you need to accept that. I look at what Chef said. You need to accept that, hey, your time management and your time skills has to change, and you can't be the player anymore. You need to accept this shit. These are all parts that a man has to accept to reevaluate himself where he finds himself dealing with these pillars. I even look at what Diamond says. You need to accept that you have no fucking excuses because you put yourself in this place. As I said, I was a single father. I had to accept all this shit. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. I didn't wish for it. I said it was my greatest thing and my worst thing. I cried many a night, but I had to fucking accept it. Acceptance to me, almost I could take a part of everything you said, and I just had to accept that. And the last part I would say, because EBlack did not say, which is my greatest weakness, I think you need to accept a faith of whatever your faith may be. And I only say that because that's the greatest hole in my life, is my absence or my minimization of faith. But I think if your faith is in Islam, Christianity, whatever it may be, accept it, lean on it to what everything else that all these gentlemen said. And I want to thank all of you guys, because I will say every time I come to this panel, I leave wiser than I came, and I thank each and every one of you.
Thank you, thank you. So with that, thanks for closing out, brother. I want everybody to say their handle, say where we could find you. I hope every one of you start. If you haven't, start your YouTube page. There's gonna be a new regime, a new wave of men having these YouTube channels and living well off of these YouTube channels, but providing information and entertainment for our community and beyond. So I want all y'all to definitely take this seriously. You have a voice, you have the essence, you have the presence. Take this seriously. Any way I can help out, I will. I just started 2 weeks ago, literally, so I'm learning. But let's just work together so we can all be big and we all can eat. Starting with the people.
Start with me. Start with me, because this lady called Mother Nature, she's tugging on this magic bladder right here, bro. I've been sitting in this chair. Straight up and down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. First and foremost, IG Chef Choupino. CHEFCHOUPINO. At YouTube, it's Chef Choupino with a space between Chef and Choupino. And then on my YouTube page, just like we on this network were the first ones to see Bolo's face, we got the exclusive, right? Y'all need to come check my page. I took you guys to lunch with me to a really great marisco spot, which is a Mexican seafood restaurant. And believe it or not, ladies, I have the exclusive. We have the shirtless king on this joint. So you don't hear my mouth, and you here for the king.
Yo, he's funny.
I got the shirtless king exclusive, y'all. I'm gonna put that shit on OnlyFans, yo.
I didn't. We were doing a show and I was cleaning, so I wanted to support. I didn't think it wasn't like that. I need to go to Diamond's training. I need to get in better.
That's how you support your team, man. That's how you do it, man. Take one for
the Diamond, but for real though.
I tell you, I'll make you a motherfucking star.
You funny. Yo, Diamond, do me a favor though. If you don't have a YouTube page, if you do have a YouTube, right? Fitness is huge, so we're gonna support. If you got anything on there, you doing any type of calisthenics and stuff, let me know. So I'll come on there, join live with you, or whatever you need from us. Let us know. All right.
I appreciate it. Diamond, appreciate y'all dudes, man. So I appreciate the build and the love afterwards. Thank you.
Haru, you got a page. So your thoughts and your perspectives are value as well. You have a page you want to talk about?
Nah, I'm just a spectator, man. Just a YouTube spectator.
Okay.
Shit, you're an impactor. That's different. Get yourself more props, family.
Right.
You're an impactor.
Like I said, you always have room and space. Like I said, we like when people have polar opposites or contrasting opinions because it helps us get to a solution. Who else wants to give their handles before we go?
Yeah, guys. So, hey, thank you, King, man, for this platform. Hey, thank you guys for having me on, fellas. My Instagram is at Diamond Cut, DYAMOND CUT. And I just started my YouTube page, guys. It's at Diamond Fitness, DYAMOND Fitness. And what I'm doing on there, guys, just giving you guys fitness content to help you guys get towards your fitness goals and trying to build a community on here.
Perfect.
You said your IG was Diamond Cut?
Yeah, Diamond with a Y, Diamond Cut.
Right, so this is the YouTube page, Diamond?
Yes, sir, that's my YouTube, King.
So please go and follow him, people. Everybody go and follow him. Listen, guys, I don't have too many subscribers, but whoever subscribers, go and follow everybody in this panel. I want us all to eat at the same time. I don't people that got 60, 20, 30,000 followers, they don't even want to share that. That's wicked to me. You feel me? Because all you need is 1,000 to help your man get money. All you need is 1,000. If you got 60 and you got 40, you can't give me 1,000 so I can eat.
True Pill. Tell them about True Pill.
That's
See you
wicked.
tomorrow, E-Black.
Yeah.
Don't go without telling about True
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
E-Black. I mean, y'all know my handle. Thank you for coming. Who else got a little?
Hey, yo, I just want to remind everybody. I have an interview tomorrow with Kainde Adwindi. I don't want to butcher his name. So, like I said, even if you don't subscribe, at least set your reminders. He got a real good story. Real quick, King. I know I've been looking down at the phone, but I was monitoring a situation in which we were competing against other people who we're doing the same old stereotypical Kevin Samuels stuff, high value man stuff, and we didn't go down. We didn't go down way too much, but as soon as Kevin Samuels went on just a little while ago, they went down 20.
They went down 20. What you mean 20?
20 viewers.
So okay, explain that to me because I want to make sure before I throw the smoke at them. So what happened?
As soon as Kevin Samuels came on, their viewership went from like say 65 to like 50, 48.
Right. Wow.
So that lets you know that we're really doing things authentically here. We're growing. We don't have to bootleg some other people's content. We can have independent thoughts, and this is really a great community that we're in.
That's for real. That's for real. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That's a good point. Anybody else got anything else to say?
I mean, y'all know my channel, man. Everything, every day. Darrel Long. Type in my motherfucking name, it pop right up. Black Power.
That's it. Let's get him to a band. Let's get him to a band. He's almost there. Let's get him to a band. I see it, boy. I see it. Let's get it to a band. Let's get me to a band. Let's get it. Like I said, we can help each other out, because we got to get there. It's not that far. I don't know. Let me ask you a question before we go. Darrel, how do you feel about making the comments only for subscribers? Does that really work? Does that help you out, get subscribers, or no?
On my videos, I don't. So when you post in a video and it says like the comments or whatever, you can go to hold inappropriate comments or post all. For me, I just let everybody speak their piece. Right? I don't want to hold inappropriate comments. I have to clear it later. Speak your piece. It's like what Harold did, right? He spoke his piece. We had our back and forth. We cammed up. We got past it. It's over now, right? We gain clarity from it. That way we know how to move. You know what I'm saying? The next time a situation like this occur. But for me, I just believe that, if we say we don't censor people, but then we only let subscribers in a way that's censoring people.
Right.
Let everybody come in. Let everybody speak their piece.
I respect that. I think I was just feeding for subs. I'm sorry.
Yo, let's not forget about this, man. True Pill.
True Pill.
We got to make sure that we announce the True Pill. True Pill Community Garden. What is that? It ain't my crib. It ain't his crib. That shit is our crib. It's a super multi-million room mega mansion in this shit. And all you need to do is come in and be true. Come in and be honest and authentic about yourself and just share feelings, but open your pores to be able to absorb the blessings that's shared. Very important. Very important. True Pill Community Garden on Facebook. Join it. You're going to be in. Respect the rules. Our flowers are precious. They breathe life into us. All right? But you're always welcome to your room in that garden. Always. It sounds like a commercial, right?
No, I like doing that. I like doing that.
Motel 6.
I like doing that to
Leave the light on for your ass.
Yo, listen, let's get back to what he just posted. How do we beat them in views? Because I don't see the views.
No, we did. We beat them in total live views. We stayed above 90, 80, and it wasn't even close. I'm telling you, I was monitoring all night. I was like, man, you know what?
On Wednesday?
Huh?
You don't have a show on Wednesday.
Who?
I mean, who was on? What?
We'll talk about that in the back. But
all right.
But trust me, I'm telling you, we made.
You don't want to say because you're gonna start screaming that name.
Yeah, but trust me, tonight was a whole statement. I promise you, we had to fight against Kevin Samuels and people who used Kevin Samuels talking.
I'm gonna be real with you, and I'm gonna say this. Yeah, because it's Kevin Samuels, they're gonna go to Kevin Samuels because that's the source. But I'm gonna say one thing. Let me not ever get it mistaken. I got YouTube famous of the Peace Network. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna front on that. I got famous off his network. We can never take that away from him. I don't fuck with their network anymore, right? I do my own thing, but we never want to take away from that. You feel what I'm saying? We never want to take away from where I started to get famous from. And I'm glad I had the separation because that's not my type of vibration.
But King,
yeah.
And let me say this, and that's where I first saw you at was the Laqueef, whatever. Okay, and I'm gonna say Darrel said it. He got shit stuck in my head. I'm sorry. Okay, and it's funny.
We rubbing off on Rico. He wearing shirts and hats and he talking crazy.
But the reality is this. And I watch a lot of somebody in the comment, because I call it the fuckosphere, whatever. Somebody in the comment was like, "Oh, how many of the manosphere content creators do you know?" I'm like, in real life, none of them. And I never want to meet any of them because I don't believe in some of the bullshit that they speak of. I mean, I do think they tell some truth, but I think they do a lot of stuff out. The difference with what you're doing here and why I'm a big supporter is I watch a lot of the content creators grow, and you know how they grow? They grow through collabs. So that other channel and so many other channels, all of them go, go get Kevin Samuels, go get this person. So what they're doing is they're sharing subs. That's what they're doing. You're building your subs authentically and originally without feeling the need to piggyback on someone else. And it makes it a more genuine space. If every day, it actually got to the point where for a good stretch, that other show, every fucking day, this guy KS was on. So I'm like, this is how they're building their subs because people are coming over to watch that. And I see that whether it be if you're doing and no disparage, but when people who do reaction videos, remember the Kwame Brown shit was big. And everybody and their mother was doing, reaction videos to Kwame Brown and, the Derek Jack. And I'm like, if you want to build your platform that way, there's no authenticity there. It's as EBlack said, there's no original thought. I can go to YouTube recommended page and some bullshit blows up and you got 25 content creators talking about the same shit. I don't need to watch all 25 of them. But what you're doing here is different, it's unique, it's thoughtful, it's authentic. Yes, it may grow at a slower rate, but it will have far more lasting power. And I say to some of those channels that blew up, as soon as we're done with the pandemic and we get back into the fucking club, they're going to fall off anything. They just are. A lot of this is, not this channel. But a lot of those other channels that have blown up very rapidly, it is a result of the pandemic, people being out of work, and having a captive audience. It's a difference between having a captive audience and capturing your audience. That's the difference I think that you're doing, and stay with that formula, please.
I appreciate that. That was dope. But, we are growing, and quiet as kept is not that slow. 500 in 2 weeks is not 550 in 2 weeks is not that slow.
No offense. No.
But we want more. I'm not gonna lie to you. We want more because I want everybody on this panel right now to have 10. Do you know what we could do with everybody on this panel had 2,000 to 5,000 subscribers? Do you know how many people you could help? You got mute.
We can change the world, Craig.
Yeah, you can change the world, but really and truly, the type of income you could generate, which you could give back to the community, and then you could help other people. You got to hire a moderator. You got to hire people to get doing research. You got to do this. It's a whole bunch of people you can hire with this. So I want everybody to have their own business through YouTube. Why not? And let me tell you a secret, because I'm a war strategist. The pandemic is not over, but it's a little calm now. But there's something called winter. People are going to be inside their house, and they're going to need entertainment. And so I'm giving y'all 3 weeks to get y'all stuff together because they're going to be looking for entertainment. And this is how you're going to build during these months. I'm telling you. So you got 2, maybe 3 weeks to get your structure together because the wintertime, people are looking for stuff to do. Remember, people need stuff to when they clean their house or whatever. They want to listen to you. They don't want to go to Netflix. They don't want to go to this because we done watched everything already, right? And this is another game changer. This is actually an adult video game. You are interacting with people who are live. People, this is an addictive thing. We spend 3 to 5 hours every night on this, and it feels like 1 hour. Why? Because we're interacting, right? We're not just standing there. When you watch Netflix and you binge watch, you fall asleep. You get up and watch it again. This one is interactive. We really have to learn how to use this for our benefit. And I do my channel. I'm gonna let you know, you should get the best camera, you should get the best mic, you should get all that. But I'm trying to prove with just content, they're gonna come back. They're gonna come back. I'm telling you, they're gonna come back. And like I said, if I could come to anybody's show, I'm coming to your show and I'm supporting. Because we all could eat. Like last thing I said, everybody's been telling me, yo, if you get this amount of followers, you could make 20 to 40,000 a month. And you know what? After research, they're not lying. I got a sponsor before I even had my first video. This is a fact. I sold the Lapeef never paid me, but he did because I sold more books going on Lapeef than anything. I had the text message to prove. I said, Lapeef, yo, I see everybody, because I didn't know how it worked. I said, yo, homie, put my cash up there, because I didn't know why they had the cash up there. I said, I'm putting work in there. Put my cash up. He said, no, this is the Lapeef network. I said, oh shit. All right, so son, would you mind doing me a favor? Can you please post my book up at the end? If you look at the second show I was in, he posted up at the end. And our book sold out. My book sold out. My book sold out. For 1 week, it was sold out. So, and you don't need that much. You don't need that. You don't need that much. Think about it. Think about it. You don't need that much. So this is a great passive income. That's what I'm going to say. This is great for passive income. I didn't say quit your job. I'm saying this is great passive income. 5,000 to 10,000 a month is not bad, right? You could go and cheat on your wife and not worry about the bills being paid because you got this money to pay for your side chick. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do.
I said that yesterday.
Right. You said $40, homie.
I can't get real numbers. She'll be checking my bank account stubs.
You're right. But anyway, thank you so much.
I want to see pictures, E-Black. I want to see the $40 ones.
Yeah. Y'all don't want to see. I don't even want to see those. But yo, thank you so much for everybody being here. I appreciate y'all. Let's do the right thing for the community. Let's get this money. All right, take care.
Yo, we did this shit tonight. This was a great night. Great information. When we talk later, Young King, I'm proud of you, my dude.
Thank you, man.
I'm proud of you, man.
All right.
You know what I mean? Thank you.